The House by Christopher Lee, featuring Julian Glover as Sir Charles Bannister and Peter Kelly as Dougal Baxter.
Charles, you must understand, I regard this as a crisis.
Of course you do, Dougal. You sure you won't have coffee?
I must tell you this is very important.
Dougal, in the 35 years we've known each other, it's never been anything less.
What on earth is he up to?
One opinion poll, Dougal, does not a winter make.
Charles, the party, our party, has hit an iceberg.
We're hardly the Titanic, for goodness sake.
Well, she was on her maiden voyage. We've been here before. 4 times this year.
I can assure you that everything's on course. We happen to know where we're going.
To the bottom, if we're to believe this morning's papers.
I don't.
Then as party chairman, you should. The Bombardier's in great danger of going down with all hands. I'm susceptible to drowning.
Come on, we both know opinion polls are notoriously inaccurate.
Oh, please don't quote the election at me.
It does make my point.
The point is that our beloved leader seemingly has the magnetism of a multi-storey car park.
That, if I may say so, is a silly remark.
Excuse me, Sir Charles. Came a few minutes ago.
What? Oh, thank you, Mr. Sharp.
Yes, sir.
Oh, blast.
Not bad news, I hope.
Yes, you do. No, not at all. Mary's lunching at 10. I'd forgotten. Wanted her to organise something for me.
With the Prime Minister? What's she doing there?
Of course not. The invitation's from Madam, not him.
Oh, not important then.
Hardly. It's something to do with Alex Soames. Just back from Washington, you know.
Oh, I didn't. And?
As you say, of no consequence. The Bombardier likes to involve the little lady.
I thought she enjoyed being dull.
Alex will cheer her up with Traveller's Tales from Washington. Harmless enough.
Considering how many tales are told about dear Alex, the pinnied one will be in stitches.
You don't want to believe all you hear, old man.
Oh, but I do. Especially about Alex Soames.
Here we are. Hot milk. Cold.
Black, please.
You glad to be back?
I suppose so.
Charles says they've missed you in chambers.
Of course they have. I'm the token woman.
You're not?
I was. I was the first pupil in a dress they'd ever had. Well, in public anyway.
Will you stay this time or go back?
Not Washington again. Boston, maybe. But it's not that easy. We 30 thingies can easily slip out of fashion.
Ah, think yourself lucky. We 40 thingies have. Anyway, I'm sure that once you're back in chambers, it'll be as if you've never been away.
I'm not talking about here. I mean the States. Americans are long on prejudice, short on memory.
Don't you need to have the first to have the other?
Could be. Anyway, it's all superficial. I don't really understand Americans, apart from the fact they pay well and live even better.
Don't tell the Prime Minister you don't. You'll have to make it up.
I thought we were lunching with her. Don't tell me old Droopy Drawers will be there.
He always looks in. He's very hubby home for lunch, you know.
Everyone says he's very likeable.
Being liked in politics means you're inoffensive. No good at all.
The papers were quite scathing this morning.
And our dear Bombardier believes every word.
You what?
Why, you have been away a long time. The Bombardier. That's what Charles and his little friends call the Prime Minister.
Not officer material.
Mind you, Polly's got it right. If he's such a plonker, how come he got the job?
This has the makings of quite a boring lunch.
Never mind. We may get coffee in the Blue Room, or whatever she calls it now.
It's nice.
I'd say it's early pinner, but the money end, of course.
I tell you, Charles, if he'd been a football manager, we'd have sacked him.
Look, old man, no one, least of all the Bombardier, is ignoring public opinion.
My God. This is the tea room, not the high street. Look at them.
Yeah.
These are our own people. We need them in the lobbies. You'll have to do better than that.
Well, frankly, if there'd been a little more loyalty, a little more positive thinking, then we wouldn't have all this gloom.
You can't blame the monkeys if the organ grinder doesn't turn the handle.
Car parks, sinking ships, monkeys, organ grinders, footballers, what next?
Change. That's what. The cabinet's just a musical box. Same tune every time you open the lid.
Well, governments this age tend to be accident-prone, which is why people like you and I are expected to be particularly loyal.
The only loyalists are whips, and they're paid to be.
Loyalty does have its rewards. You might dwell on that.
Charles, you've heard something. Excellent. Of course, my loyalty's beyond question. I don't have to tell you that.
Yeah, it would be rather pointless, but yes, I imagine there may be changes.
Perhaps Mary will hear something. He likes her.
What?
At number 10. Lunch.
Good gracious me, old man, whatever are you saying?
Well, you never know.
I most certainly do, and so do you.
I hear that the bedroom department is having quite a lot of influence nowadays.
Poppycock, Dougal. Absolute poppycock. This is Downing Street, not the White House. If there's to be any shuffling of the cabinet, then the Prime Minister will be doing it, no one else. Clear?
Oh, perfectly. I've been suggesting it for some time, of course.
And it'll mean new faces, not old ones.
He needs a safe pair of hands.
Like yours?
At least they're not dirty. Mind you, that doesn't preclude one from high office, as you well know, Charles.
It won't be too long.
Saw him in the tea room.
I'll get him to ring as soon as he comes in. Bye. Oh, someone else take that one. Please.
Yes, he was in the members' tea room not 10 minutes back. You want me to have a look-see?
All under control, thank you.
Gave him his message, I did.
What, was there something else?
Who used to say that?
Say what?
Was there something? Music hall? Whole light programme, was it? I can remember a door opening, then, was there something? It'll come in a minute. Never let it be said...
Hopefully.
Never let it be said that George Sharp, of all people, forgot one of the old acts. Mum was in the business, you know.
Oh, that must have been nice. Now, if you don't mind...
Well connected.
I'm sure. Right then.
Southend.
What was?
Where she had the boarding house. Digs. Proper recognised. All the best ones stayed in our house, you know.
Look, I don't want to be rude, but there's a lot to do before Sir Charles gets back.
Oh, sorry, love, I didn't mean to...
That's all right.
Expect he's going like the cobblers on this latest bit of juicy.
Well, you don't want to believe everything you read in the papers.
Oh, they've got it, have they? That was well rapid.
The opinion poll.
No, not that rubbish. No, you must have heard. Latest bit of leather.
Leather what?
Leather. Leather sandal. Scandal, you know. Anyway, I must shove. Lots to be doing. Cheers.
Does it tell us anything we didn't know?
Well, I think so. Nick started first thing. He's certainly got more than the headlines in the papers.
My dear Kay, that is what I pay him for.
If you remember, dear Dougal, you don't pay him. A little matter of a European research grant?
Oh, yes. Now you mention it.
A good job he doesn't. He certainly doesn't know you keep half for yourself.
Can't you just tell me what he's done? I mean, do we really need that thing?
Shh! Won't hurt you. I'll give you the ladybird version. Ready?
Fine.
Right. According to the opinion poll, only half the population think the health service is something to be proud of.
Or, to put it another way...
As much as half the population think it is something to be proud of.
That doesn't mean a thing.
Well, according to Nick, it means we've reached a PR low.
What do I get out of this?
Look, wait a minute. Now, 4 ministries about to go up in the public's esteem.
Well, don't tell me. Defence?
Yes.
Thank God for minor wars. That's the Our Brave Boys syndrome.
Go on.
Home Office?
Right. Reason?
Simple. We've let law and order collapse, so anything we do looks good.
Number 3.
Heritage?
Because no one knows what it does. And then there's health. Well, according to the poll, anyway.
That's because they asked the right people.
It's supposed to be a random selection.
Rubbish. No one ever asks the halt, the sick and the lame what they think of the health service. Is this what I'm paying for? I knew all that.
He's got one other thought.
I'm so pleased.
He says, what do you think about employment? Or rather unemployment?
Keeps wages down. That's the whole idea. Why?
Now, listen to this. When asked which minister should be replaced, 62% said the Employment Secretary.
So? I'm surprised they knew who it is.
Nick says that's likely to be the next cabinet vacancy. His exact words were, tell the chief to go for it.
Rose? I don't know.
What don't you? Oh, by the way, Mr. Colvil phoned, said to remind you about tea, his club.
Fine, thanks. Shut the door, will you, please? Do I really have to read all this?
Well, you told me you did.
Oh, did I?
Oh, you did.
Sit down a minute. It's pretty gloomy, isn't it?
I checked it through myself. The questions seem reasonable enough, same as the last 3 surveys.
And the answer's still no.
And that, as everyone tells us, is with the economy doing all the right things.
What are they saying out there, Rose?
The staff.
After all, they're talking to the grassroots every single day.
If you ask me, too many of them say what they think you want to hear. That's part of the problem.
All right, put it another way. What are they thinking?
People are losing faith. Something like that.
In other words...
There's not too much of it. Well, no answers, no leadership, too many bloomers.
I see.
Oh, that's more than they do over at 10.
Here you are, Charles.
Indeed, Dougal, here I am. There's no need to knock.
Oh, you'll need this.
No, what did he say?
Just a minute, old man. What is it, Rose?
Knockdowns to all the lousy things in the opinion poll.
Excellent.
Thought you'd need it for the telly interview.
Marvellous. What would I do without you?
Oh, my God.
Get your own tea, probably. Anyone? Mr. Baxter?
Why, Rose, that'd be lovely, but I'm far too busy for tea drinking. And of course, as you know,
Nasty stuff's full of caffeine, yeah?
Precisely.
Just as well you weren't hoping to be consulted in the tea industry then. Oh, by the way, Mr. Sharp was in, you know.
The new badge messenger, yes?
Says there's a little something brewing.
Gossip?
Maybe. Except he don't. Not as a rule, anyway. But he bothered to mention it, all the same.
Now, what did the bombardier say?
He's on top of it.
There's snow on Everest, we know that. But what's he doing about it? Now, I think...
In fact, Dougal, I've been looking at this poll in detail. It's not so gloomy, you know. Arithmetic, that's all.
So every newspaper's got it wrong? Every leader writer's stupid? That won't do, Charles, and you know it.
I can assure you, old man, that I happen to know personally that the people out there are very positive. And the reports from the constituencies don't reflect this sort of nonsense.
I'll remind you of that when we're in opposition.
Wasn't there talk about him giving up?
Spending more time with his family is the okay expression.
What changed his mind? The knighthood?
Charles was dubbed, not mugged.
But it must have been something. You don't recommend someone for a day at the palace without expecting something hefty in return.
So are they all dishonourable men?
I didn't mean it like that.
Doesn't matter. We did have a few months to ourselves, in theory, anyway.
I was in the States, remember? What made him resign? Chief Whip was quite important, wasn't it?
Oh, things. Generally felt it was time for a new face.
So why is he back as chairman? That doesn't sound like relaxing.
We eagerly await the cardiac arrest. That, according to Charles, is the moment to relax.
Oh, dear.
Something like that.
Something you want to tell your Auntie Alexandra?
Nothing I want to tell my Auntie Alexandra. Just drop us at the end of Downing Street, please. By the gates.
Those are new. Fortress Britain. Put up to stop the bombers getting to him, I suppose.
Or the voters.
Everyone's so morbid. There's no optimism.
Here we are. Optimism? Of course there is. But the people who talk about it aren't believed. How much?
280, love, thanks. What a Betty do?
My God, is the whole of London on expenses?
Here we are. No thanks.
Cheers. Gonna tell them how to do it then, are we?
No, I'm afraid we're not into politics.
Nor's he, is he?
I'm not sure what got into him. He's, well, aggressive.
It's simply a panicky version of the same old Dougal.
Yeah.
He's beginning to realise that a cabinet job's further away than ever.
That doesn't line up with his amazing belief that it's only a matter of time.
Dougal thinks everything's only a matter of time. He panics when he thinks it's running out.
He was a very good Home Secretary.
Muggers loved him. Crime rate went up, as far as I remember.
But he was very good at taking quick action and making sure everyone knew he was.
It didn't always work.
It doesn't have to.
And you can always blame the criminal classes.
Right. Now he wants action, and he knows he's not alone. If word gets about, and he'll make sure it does, that the great Dougal Baxter is forcing the pace, then up goes his stock.
And if it ever came to a leadership contest...
Exactly. Well, that's what Dougal thinks, anyway.
But why? His seat's safe, which is all he really cares about.
Not quite. If there had to be an election and we lost power, seat or no seat, there'd be no chance of a cabinet job.
Poor old Dougal. He loves to say boo even when there's no goose. Has he mentioned unemployment to you?
His or the nation's?
Nick's convinced him unemployment's the next red box on the market. Dougal, well, you know Dougal.
He wouldn't want it. No one would, not at the moment, anyway.
I thought you'd like to know.
Well, thank you, Kay. Thank you for that. Anything else?
Well...
Why don't we have a drink later? We can talk about it.
Well, it'll have to be much later.
Fine. Say 9:30 before the division.
What, here?
No, better not. Usual place?
I'll tell you something, Jules. That paper of yours really has put the cat among the gingerbread.
You mean pigeons?
I know what I mean, my girl. I mean gingerbread. The sticky little crumbs are everywhere, and none of them knows what to do about it.
Come on, Dennis. It's just another opinion poll. They don't have to worry yet.
Oh, yeah. All of the government looks as if it's been on syrup of figs for a week. Look at those two.
I'd rather not.
It's still bitter. I thought you journos were supposed to be tough as old Harry.
I don't know who old Harry was, but no, I'm not tough. No, I'm not bitter, and no more, okay?
I warned you, didn't I?
Can we drop it, Dennis?
All I said was...
And all I said was, can we drop it?
Oh, sorry I spoke.
Good.
If you remember, Jules, it was me who warned you about Charlie Bannister in the first place.
Dennis, please, stop winding me up. You're very likely to succeed. Come on, what was it you had to tell me?
Oh, now that would be telling, wouldn't it?
I thought that was supposed to be the idea. Or is the Wigton mind disintegrating under that flat cap?
Craft.
What is?
That's what I've got, craft syndrome. Can't remember a flipping thing.
You fool.
That's about it. Don't get blamed for anything then. Come on. I'll buy you a fizzy drink, and there is something that might interest you.
The last of a dying breed. Yonder band, dear heart, musicians of our great regiments. The fall of communism has so much to answer for.
It's part of the peace dividend.
You make it sound like the co-op. You know, dear heart, I fear for our establishment in a way I would never have thought possible.
It's not that bad, old man. Your people can cope.
No, not my people. More to it. The church is falling apart. Women everywhere. The Bank of England. Hideous Europeans taking over our very citizenship. It's horrid, quite horrid.
But your tailor's still there.
Don't humour me, Charles. Besides, that's only because foreigners spend so freely.
What's brought all this on? I thought the Dundee cake very good.
Oh, of course it was. But that's because we care. We hide in our clubs and maintain our standards.
Because we can afford to. Someone reminded me this morning, our main standard is not being found out.
In your Herod's new classless society, it is becoming irrelevant.
My Herod is like all prime ministers. He likes to be seen as one of the people.
Then he'd best be warned. Doing away with the trusted establishment means he'll be found out. The old ways make a comfy eiderdown.
I'm not sure there's anything to find. You, don't have anything, do you, old man? I see. You heard he's about to announce an inquiry on secrecy.
I stopped by this morning to talk to you about it. You were out.
Well, it's not so important, is it?
Really?
Come on, Henry. You've obviously heard something.
My dear Charles, one always hears something.
Sit down, old man. Now, listen. What I'm going to tell you is in the strictest confidence, understood?
Well, of course. You know, Charles, you can always
yes,
rely...
very well, as long as you understand.
Oh, I do.
Well, let's hope you will. Now, I've just been told we may have a scandal on our hands.
What sort of
Let me finish. I don't know. I'm also told that it could involve one of our people. I don't know what it is, who it is, or indeed if it involves more than one person. But something has happened. And now someone else knows about it.
Oh, that's all we need at the moment. A sex scandal rating is about the only thing that wasn't on that opinion poll this morning.
Who said anything about sex?
Well, what else could it be?
Oh, all manner of things. Fraud, spying, anything.
Oh, come on, Charles. Fraud's hardly scandalous nowadays. And no one bothers to do any spying. It must be dirty sheets.
You haven't heard anything?
Nothing. Unless...
Go on.
Well... unless someone's come up with something that happened ages ago.
Such as?
Well?
Well, what?
Well, now you mention it, I can see why you're concerned. I mean, don't forget, I was Home Secretary. I did know.
I'm not likely to forget. No, I'm sure it isn't.
But, Charles, if you don't know what it is, how can you be sure it's not, well, not about you?
You're going to be drinking that, Mr. Wigton, now. You might be thinking of something to pickle in it.
Don't encourage him. He's a long night ahead of him.
Oh, really? Anyone we know?
Come on, Eamon! There's a bloke dying of thirst here.
Good. Didn't you know it was deliberate?
Same again, white shoe with a top off.
Miss Cameron, sir. Another tooth rotter.
Come on!
Please.
Shut your gob, or I'll be telling everyone what your husband calls you.
Look, little shirt lifter.
That's not very nice.
What's up? Not politically correct enough for you. That's the trouble with this place. If you're flaming normal, you're an outcast.
That's dinosaur language. You're just winding me up.
There you are, then.
It's true. If I'm fat, then I'm fat. Cheers, Haywood. Someone else is fat and they've got to be calorifically challenged or some such rubbish.
Don't you worry, Mr. Wigton. If it makes you feel any better, I never think of you as anything but a fat slob.
Oh, you...
But that'll be $2.40, and seeing as it's you, cash if you don't mind.
Here you go. Exact money.
It would be. It's a wonderful thing how the old fella managed to get it out of his socks so quickly, don't you know that?
You'll not win. He never stays long enough to take him on.
I tell you, my girl, whatever anyone says about him...
Whatever you say, don't you mean?
Oh, I'm not the only one. Whatever anyone says, he's a class act.
He's fast with the drinks.
And with the ears. Hears everything, that one.
But never tells.
Right. A good barman listens, never has an opinion. Has to know just when to say, and then what happened.
So go on, I'm listening. What's this latest bit of scandal? You keep saying there's something going on, but that's as far as you get.
My girl, that's it, isn't it? You don't know the password.
You're hopeless, Dennis, hopeless. All right. And then what happened?
I don't know.
You what? You big wind-up.
I don't, honest, promise. But this one does.
Him?
Too right he does. Evening, George, what are you having?
Evening, Mr. Sharp. A warm pars?
Oh, yes, please. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Wigton. I don't mind if I do. Now, do you remember who used to say that? Eh?
Listen, I'm supposed to be going home.
One more won't hurt.
Thanks. I suppose I can always get a cab. Cheers.
Cheers. What are we going to do?
I really don't know. We don't know anything about it.
Do we? Well, I don't. Mind you, he said that was the whole point.
I'm not sure we have much choice. We more or less said yes. At least I think we did.
You did. I just said... Oh, I can't remember what I said. Something pathetic about talking to Charles first.
We said we'd ring by 9.
I said probably.
So, what do we say?
Oh, I wish Charles would ring.
That's exactly what we don't say. Come on, Mary. Yes or no? Decision time.
I'm quite sorry, my dear. There's absolutely nothing more.
But there's something.
Most definitely. Most definitely. My people talk of pictures, perhaps. Photographic ones, that is.
You must have more than that. I mean, if you think there are photographs, you must have some evidence, something to go on.
Our work is catching raindrops, Charles. One day we hope to have a pail of water.
When?
If...
You're sure it's one of ours?
No, dear heart, we're not sure. But, well, there are signs.
Who else knows? The papers?
We think that unlikely, thus far.
Look, Henry, you must keep me right up to date at any time, do you understand?
My own feeling is that it is too late for preventative medicine.
So we're into damage limitation. My God, Father James, we can do without this at the moment.
I fear my bones tell me the good Godfather James may be right.
Hello, darling. Thought you'd be asleep. All right.
I've been trying to get you all evening.
Oh, sorry. Something important came up. Tried you a couple of times. You were engaged.
You look tired, Charles.
I am.
Have you spoken to the bombardier?
How do you know he was trying to get me?
He called here.
Oh.
For me.
What on earth would he want you for?
Thank you, darling.
Oh, seriously?
I was.
What did he want?
You really haven't spoken to him?
No, I said so, didn't I?
Right.
Well?
Well, he's offered me a job. Well, 2, really. Well, not really 2.
Mary, what are you talking about? What sort of job?
It's an inquiry. Very smart. A sort of commission thing. Charles, you must know about it, surely.
Well, of course you said no.
Well, I think I've said yes.
My God, Father, but you can't possibly be serious. You know absolutely nothing about it.
Do I have to?
Now, listen.
Oh, I am.
This is the sort of inquiry given to the great and the good, not to...
Little Mumsy.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
Of course you did, Charles, but never mind. I'm used to it. Perhaps that's why I said yes.
Mary, darling...
It can only get better.
These are sensitive areas, especially with, well, family connections.
Don't be soppy. The women on my side of the family have never done a day's work in their lives. As for yours, quite incapable. Most of them fall off horses and dribble a lot.
What's that got to do with Henry? Mary, you can't possibly lead a security commission when your own brother's right in the thick of it.
Security? Security? Oh, my God, Charles. Just wait till Alex hears this.
Mary, what's the matter?
Can you imagine it?
What in blazes are you talking about?
The Bombardier's given his darling Mrs. Mouse the inquiry into why women aren't in top jobs. Alex and I are on the team.
Then it's nothing to do with intelligence.
Well, it wasn't supposed to be, but Charles, what a splendid idea.
Ladies and gentlemen, and you too, Mr. Wigton.
So, you think something's up then, do you, George?
So they say. So they say.
Who's there when they're at home, then?
That'd be telling, wouldn't it?
Aye. Someone here, is it?
That's what they say.
And you reckon it's on the level, do you?
Oh, no, Mr. Wigton. Not on the level. The way I hear it, this one's very round the bend. Very round the bend indeed, if you get my drift.
The House featured Julian Glover as Sir Charles Bannister, Peter Kelly as Dougal Baxter, Isla Blair as Mary, Christopher Benjamin, Henry, Siobhan Redmond, Jules, Jane Booker, Kay, Sheila Reid, Rose, Caroline Bliss, Alex, Trevor Peacock, Wigton, Norman Bird, Sharp, and Sean Prendergast as Eamon. It was written by Christopher Lee and produced by Neil Cargill. The House by Christopher Lee, featuring Julian Glover as Sir Charles Bannister and Peter Kelly as Dougal Baxter.
Oh dear. Charles, please do excuse me.
Not at all, old man. Where these two are batting, it could have been either one of them.
Such a detestable sound, so undignified.
Like dear old Cooper's nurse. She sleeps sweetly, hired to watch the sick, whom snoring she disturbs.
We are in a superbly literate mind. I must think of something suitable. It worked. Disturbed they are.
At last.
Oh, well run. Well run.
50 partnership, so it is. Well done.
Indeed. It's so nice to see proper caps instead of those American affairs.
Absolutely. Nothing wrong in the old standards.
Yet now they play in their Sunday best pyjamas. Wouldn't have done for the Duke.
World's been turned upside down, Henry. You and I, we're relics.
One most certainly tries to be.
A relic and a fraud.
Not true. By good fortune of birth, girth, and comfort, I have grown into what I wanted to be.
Including Rome?
Oh, you've heard.
That you're thinking about it, yes. Isn't poping going too far?
No, dear heart. My church has done that. Blessed sisters, I'm afraid, are best left in piety and convents, not gloating and whining in vestries.
Come on. There've always been women in high places.
On pedestals, but never on diocesan boards. Why this advocacy? Do I detect a champion of Mary's new role?
She doesn't need me.
One supposed feminism happened some time ago.
Mary was all homes and gardens when that was going on. Now, I'm afraid, she's a convert.
The food of the zealot, I do know. It was clear from our conversation at last week's end that she takes her preferment most seriously.
They both do.
Ah, yes.
The exquisite Miss Soames. Such a feminine creature. Such a waste.
I must say, we could have done with her back in chambers. I just wish the PM had mentioned it to me first.
Surely it wasn't your Herod so much as his dear lady. I read in the newspaper that it was her idea. Such an American attitude. Ah, that's a good shot.
That was very nice of you, Rose. Sure you won't have coffee?
Oh, no, thanks. Must be getting back. Thought it was easier to drop 'em in than post 'em.
600 pages would have cost a fortune.
Most of it's rubbish, but they're good at that.
I hardly thought there'd be so much. MPs never strike me as being interested in women, especially the men.
Unless they're in the members' showers, they're not. Reckon this campaigning for more lady MPs is toffee.
We've had heaps of women writing to us.
Members?
Absolutely.
Oh, bin 'em. I should. They don't really want more women in the house.
But there's the pressure group.
T-shirts and talking. Pretty predictable.
You're being very cynical. I thought you of all people would be out there with your banner.
Oh, no. My name's Rose, not Sister Anna. We all know what happened to her.
Do we?
Perhaps not.
All we're doing is trying to find out why women get blocked for the top jobs.
As my old father used to say, men talk, women natter. There's nothing wrong with that sometimes.
So you'd be happy to swap what you do for a Magimix and an alarm clock to put the slippers on to warm?
I'd love someone to tell me to have his dinner ready when he comes home and warm his side of the bed.
But you've been very successful, Rose. After all, Charles would be lost without you.
He thinks he would. Truth is, it's more the other way round.
Oh, phooey. You're exactly what we're talking about.
All it's done for me is a few quid in the building society, a bungalow for me mum, and made me an expert on TV dinners and hot water bottles.
Don't be such a pessimist. That'll be Alex now. Won't be a moment. Do stay.
Oh.
You like her.
Oh, dear. I really must be getting back. Lots to do, but it's pleasant to sneak out. Break the rules.
Depends which ones, dear heart.
Anything more? You mentioned the possibility of embarrassing photographs.
So I did. As far as we can tell, there are none.
Excellent. You do realise we can't afford another scandal.
One imagines not.
Anything else?
There may have been a telephone conversation.
You're not certain? Your people are supposed to know. May have been as for the like of me.
Or a private interception. Not a smidgenly uncommon.
You're not going to tell me who?
I'm not. Ah!
Because you won't, or because you don't know?
There he goes. Hard luck.
Because you won't, or because you don't know?
You know, I'm not entirely certain we have the answer to that.
Come on, Henry. You know something?
Yes. But like our young friend there, just when matters appear to be in hand, someone goes a googly.
I really do expect new ideas. I can read this stuff in the papers.
No probs, Chief. It's guessing which ones will flash up in the 96-point bingo grotto headlines.
Listen, Nick, you have to do better than guess. I can guess. I'd probably be right. But you're supposed to be the expert. My expert.
According to the clerks, it looks as if it was you.
I told you it would be.
Look, even you couldn't guarantee coming top in the ballot.
What about this,
Don't
Chief?
be so naive, Kay.
I'm not being naive.
Yes, you are, and it's very sweet. But of course it's arranged.
Chief?
If someone wants me to introduce a bill, then naturally there are ways and means. Sorry, what was that?
This lot. 4 subjects, all likely to stick a pin into the public imagination.
The public only shows imagination over the most irrelevant matters. I want their undivided attention.
He told his voters.
It's all here. Magistrates, tobacco advertising, freedom of information, and immigration.
Certainties, Nick. Options are no good to me.
Good Lord, it's only a private member's bill. They never come to anything.
Unless it's convenient to the government.
Is it?
The right one could be.
And we reckon that a bit of a splash could be useful.
To whom?
To me, of course. My dear Kay, why else do anything?
Stupid of me to ask. You be careful. If you make a splash, someone gets drenched.
We've got this hacked.
It better be. I want to be noticed on this, not pig-sticked.
You mean stuck?
I know exactly what I mean, my dear. I don't want any ambiguities. Bye.
Right. Here we go.
salt beef and mayonnaise, 2 side orders with calories, extra cholesterol on the cheese and pickle.
Polly, a true vacation at last. See you at dinner.
She's an odd woman. Seems to have been with Charles forever.
Rose is the institution. Charles is just a member. It's the adult version of the nanny game.
I can see her pushing him in a pram in Kensington Gardens. She has a fearsome rep, you know.
Actually, she's very sad. We were talking just before you came.
Don't tell me. Lonely spinster, long-lost love, looking after a demanding and aged pea.
Something like that?
Always is.
Really sad.
Pain in the backside.
Alex, that's cruel.
No, it's not. True, that's all.
She works amazingly hard, and people like Charles get all the prizes.
Come on, her sort have it cushy. She's as ugly as sin, as much grace as a wildebeest, and nothing to offer but 1,000,000 words a minute shorthand, which nowadays no one needs.
And loyalty.
You can buy that, which is what Charles does.
This is unbelievably cynical. He doesn't think he does.
She works in a privileged environment. She's made to feel wanted. She hears all the gossip, gets a fat paycheck every month. What more does she want?
She speaks well of you.
I'm sorry. One of those mornings.
Oh, dear. You want to tell me?
I suppose so. You fancy a walk?
I don't see the problem, Maestro. Dougal could introduce any private member's bill he likes. It doesn't matter a dicky bird, they never get anywhere.
Not true. Get the right one and bisto. Your name's in lights.
They feed whippets on the sort of lights he's likely to get into.
Got to be mega positive. Hack it. Think can do. There's no maybe might in this bucket, right?
Fool.
Got the hobby horse and proverbs outside.
Well, you're wasting your time on law and order. He's always doing that one. It's all he knows about.
And number 10 will never back it. No, it's got to be simple and something they wouldn't mind getting through anyway.
Well, if it's as simple as that, why doesn't the government just send it along?
The darlings are a little sensitive at the moment. Anything government puts up has Europe, privatisation and screw the pensioners written all over it, or so it seems.
Because it has.
But then why don't...
When you've got 10% of your own backbenchers shaving their heads and buying saffron robes and gallon cans of unleaded, then you simply need a diversion.
So
let someone who's come top of the ballot draft the bill. That way some of the heat's out of the kitchen. Bisto.
Something like that.
Sorry, Paul. What were you saying?
That.
What?
Or what he's just suggested.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. Then why doesn't Dougal simply ask number 10 for a friendly bill? I mean, that way everyone thinks he's a hero.
Because he likes to think he has original ideas. I must go. I was supposed to be over at the house 10 minutes ago.
Well, he does, doesn't he?
Our darling chief is as original as a Van Meegeren.
Who or what is one of those?
Van Meegeren? Forger, wasn't he?
So what was all that about? She's been very odd lately.
Right. Especially about the chief. Anyone would think they'd got something going.
Really?
Or something gone. Yeah, that's more likely. Or
what?
Nothing, Paul. Maybe it's just a ring on the calendar.
That's a very piggy thing to say.
Get off.
Well, you asked for it.
Yeah, look out, you'll...
Oh, what?
When did he tell you?
When I came back. We'd written, phoned, usual thing. In fact, he'd been over to Washington just a couple of weeks before I came back.
And you saw him there? That's amazing.
We weren't alone. I was invited to an embassy bash. Christ. I was actually introduced to him. He had to do with the small talk thing.
Was she there?
Absolutely. And you know, I didn't mind. It didn't matter.
I see. Have you told anyone else?
Of course not. You're the only one. I wouldn't, anyway.
Maybe it's for the best.
Whose?
What do we do?
We. Nothing. It's my problem. They're my lovely violets all trod in the mud. Thanks for listening.
Did she say what time they'd be back?
After lunch.
Which can be any time.
Up until tea time. I suppose you're right.
And they didn't mention where they were going.
Oh, maybe this is Sir Charles Bannister's office.
Ah, Charles, there you are.
Well, yes, of course. Just a moment.
Now, Charles.
Dougal, please, is that?
Lady Bannister.
Really?
Anything I can do, Mr. Baxter?
Whatever makes you think that?
Just asking. I'm not with the Inquisition.
Sorry.
Herbal tea?
Oh, certainly not. Listen,
we are.
have you got the wish list?
Bills ancient and promised. No, doesn't exist nowadays.
Of course it does.
And you know more than I do. But you would, wouldn't you?
Someone must know which private member's bill Ten's thinking of pushing.
I'm sure someone does. But the wish list's long gone. Try the leader. He's in charge of business.
He's in charge of doing as he's told. I want the inside list.
Oh, pride's a terrible burden, isn't it?
You are coming tonight.
Very kind, Charles. Very kind. Roz won't be, you understand. She's in Leeds.
I'm sure she is, old man. In Leeds. That's where she usually is on these occasions. Now, you must excuse me. I want to see the Bombardier before PMQs.
Good. Then you can give him a message. I plan to bring forward a bill.
Whatever for?
Well, I've come top of the ballot.
Bravo. But you're only 5 minutes out of Cabinet.
I have interests, you know, Charles. I feel very strongly on a number of issues.
Do you now?
Of course. In fact, I was only saying to Kay this morning, being on the back benches, I said, makes me particularly aware of the need to emphasise my principles.
Is that wise, old man? So, you're going to promote a bill. What is it?
Well, you see, Charles, I haven't made up my mind. I was wondering if you had any
What are
ideas
those
that...
principles you had at your fingertips? I'm sure the clerks and whatnots will draft you a very credible something in no time at all.
But you must have an idea of what would be acceptable.
More than likely.
Excellent. You see, I was hoping you'd tell me something the Bombardier would like to see come from the floor.
Principles, Dougal, come from Downing Street. Loyalty to those principles is all that's required from the floor. See you.
Thanks.
Mr. Wigton, sir.
Oh, thanks very much, George.
And Miss Cameron, sir, said to tell you that she was heading for the Troll.
Oh, did she now?
Yes, sir, she did. Said it was your turn.
Cheeky little, was he? So then, what do you have to tell me?
Well, this and that, Mr. Wigton. You know how it is.
Bit of that and the other, is there then?
So they tell me.
Oh, they know what they're on about, do they?
Seems so.
Someone's been silly, I hear.
Yes, sir. Right up the pole.
A Jewel and Warris.
That's the ticket, Mr. Wigton.
Claude...
Dampier.
Dampier.
Those were the days, weren't they?
For what you're telling me, George, happened they still are.
Nick's writing a speech now. Dougal plans to try it out this weekend.
In his bathroom?
No, at the, Sorry, I missed that. It's been one of those days. No, you're right. He no longer pulls them in, does he?
Who does nowadays? Party faithful, maybe. Even then it has to be a name and a good raffle.
He says the only audience that matters is the media.
Oh, yes, the jolly old media. In fact, that's the one area where Dougal might find favour with Ten.
But Nick's doing something on magistrates and sentencing.
Then tell him to save his megabytes or whatever he uses. That one will definitely have to come from on high.
Better if you mentioned it to Dougal. You know, protocol.
It's pretty hard to hurt Dougal's feelings, but yes, you're right, I will.
I wasn't thinking of Dougal. He doesn't feel pain unless he's inflicting it.
Difficult times?
I think it's mutual. The house is a bit like university. Romance crashes at the end of the first term, and that's someone else to avoid for the next 4 years.
I know what you mean.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to...
Perhaps it's time for a change. You've been in that office for a long time.
What about Rose?
Oh, Rose is part of the furniture. She's been with me since the first week I arrived in the house.
So I imagine she wouldn't take too kindly if I moved in.
In where?
You were talking about changing.
I meant, well, you know, in general terms.
Oh, yes. Yes, well, I'm sorry again. As I said, I'm a bit slow today.
The hand's shaking, is it? You're a bit early.
And you're a bit nosy. White shield with the top off and mind your own, OK?
That's what I like about you people. Good manners. You must know that I don't live in your constituency.
They don't get a vote in the zoo. Go on, you daft beggar, get on with it.
He's away with words. No wonder it's just the one suit he's got. Oh, and here's another one.
Busy water to you. You all right?
And what's it to you?
I thought you were already in here.
Hi, I got waylaid.
The paper querying your expenses then, or is this deep throat stuff?
The way some of the front bench take themselves so seriously, you'd think they were delivering the Penkovsky papers.
Ours or theirs?
Right. You paying, or have you found another way of doing it?
I'll have you know I've always paid my own way. Here, exact money.
Wouldn't you be knowing the man could be such a bore and him still sober?
Come on, Eamon. I've got a train to catch.
On the tab?
He means his car's on a meter. Oh, sure, Miss Cameron, no problem.
So, did you get anything from our friend?
I beg your pardon?
Don't make me laugh, not when I'm boring.
I don't think he knows.
I wouldn't be so sure of that, my girl. He gets about, does our George. And as he says, sharp by name, sharp by nature.
Does he really say that?
There. course he does.
And you'd believe a man who said things like that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I believe anyone. You know me, Jules. Trusting.
Well, seemingly he doesn't trust me.
He likes the old acts, does George. He knows all the catchphrases.
Does he dribble in his spare time as well?
No, seriously. There's not much he misses. Humour him, you'll do yourself a bit of good.
I'm supposed to be a sketch writer, not a gossip
Oh,
columnist.
suit yourself.
So I shall.
I bet you will.
You must know, old man, that raising a bill just to make a point is one thing. Expecting our support is quite another.
But I regard the authority and appointment of magistrates a matter of great principle.
So it is, and I'm sure you do, but you do understand the implications for the royal prerogative.
Of course.
So you know jolly well it would be quite embarrassing for someone of your seniority to present a PMB on such a matter.
You'd not support it?
There would not be time.
Which means the same thing.
However...
Of course, Charles, embarrassment works both ways.
Yes. You could raise enough steam to force us to bring forward our own bill.
That's the last thing you want to do.
It could raise a debate on prerogative and law and order, which would be best left to less emotive times.
There'd be criticism of policy and from our own people.
A little.
And there's the connection between crime and unemployment. You wouldn't want that raised.
A difficult area for the public...
The electorate.
The public to understand.
You'd be taken to the cleaners.
What are you suggesting?
10 might, how shall we say, prompt a bill that would get support.
And have your name on it.
Which would remind the Prime Minister...
That he still had a good man on the back benches.
Oh, I think he knows that, Charles. Still that he's not doing anything about it.
He might. You know he's thinking of shuffling.
Come now. It's not a fortnight since you were telling me I'm yesterday's man.
That's rather harsh. What I actually said...
Charles, I've been listening to you since we were in the same dormitory. I know exactly what you said and what you meant.
The important thing from your point of view is that he's bound, even forced, to shuffle.
He has a reputation for fumbling the cards. I wouldn't want to embarrass him.
You put forward a bill, we support it.
Some of our colleagues feel that the voice of the backbenchers is heard.
And unity is an acceptable phase of the government.
That's nice.
You really have this worked out, haven't you, old man?
Of course. As a matter of principle, remember?
Not simply loyalty?
Come now, Charles. Loyalty's never simple.
More pudding, Henry. You're looking pale.
You shouldn't stand for that, old man.
Oh, don't be horrid. This is interesting, look, isn't
Well,
it?
as a matter of fact... He's had a hard day at Lord's.
Dougal?
Well, I couldn't, Mary. As you know, I'm
on a diet. Yes, Dougal, the whole of London knows. You are a miserable lot.
What about Charles? He
I
has
really
another
thought
thing.
they should have picked up a couple more biscuits after lunch. What?
Too flat, nothing in it.
Charles doesn't eat puddings. Aesthetes don't.
Never or
That's
hardly
the last
never.
thing I'd have
Christmas.
called him.
He always has masses of Christmas pudding and brandy butter. He's the only one who does.
I'm not really a pudding man, I suppose.
Person.
It's enormously boring. It's like cooking for a Tibetan.
What do they eat?
I don't know.
You don't cook, anyway.
Certainly not creme brulee. Oh, don't I? Thank you very much. What do you call this?
The pig was marvellous.
Charles, please.
Mrs. Arnold does it.
She put it in, yes, but...
Oh, but you thought of it, big deal.
You didn't have to come home.
Oh, don't make such a big thing of it. I only said that.
Polly.
Actually, if there's a little more...
Creep.
Too late, Henry. Can't possibly serve up for one.
Hey, that's not fair.
Yes, it is. Coffee next door.
Well, I think it was marvellous. And you've been out all day.
I told you, Mrs. Arnold.
Yes, darling, you never did tell me. Where did you lunch?
Secret, right?
Absolutely. Our lips are sealed.
An assignation. How delicious.
You'd have loved it.
Yes, wouldn't he just?
Intrigue is so good for one's figure.
So what happened?
Well, come on. I bet it was somewhere really boring.
Fine. Coffee, everyone?
Come on, darling, where?
You tell them.
Actually, we lunched in Gower Street.
Which street?
Yes, Henry. Thought that'd prick your ears for you. Alex and I were given lunch by the opposition.
I don't believe you.
True. We had lunch with MI5.
To be accurate. And why not? With the Director General. Such a nice lady.
Just packing up then.
Oh, Struth, you give me a fright.
Oh, it's all the light.
Sir Charles will probably look in later. He'll be back for the division.
Oh, you all right?
Oh, sure. You made me jump, that's all.
Oh, sorry. You don't have to worry in this place. No ghosts in these corridors.
Oh, yeah. When you've been here as long as I have, that's all there is. Ghosts.
I reckon most of these rooms got a few skeletons in the cupboards, right?
We've all got that.
Some of them, well, I reckon they haven't finished making them yet.
Always someone running the old finger along the nose. Always someone who knows something, yeah?
Abso-bleeding-lutely, as my old buffer used to say.
Right. Well, that it? I'm all for I missed me bus.
You like a swift one? Downstairs, you know.
Very nice of you, Mr. Sharp, but I have to be getting on.
Another time, perhaps. Tell me, Rose, what's the score with that Kay Bennett?
Apart from working for Mr. Baxter, nothing. Why?
Oh, nothing. Just something I heard. Evening all.
Well, what did you make of all that?
I thought your brother-in-law was going to have a cardiac arrest.
It's not the secretive thing. I think he's got used to the idea of open contact. It's madam.
But he accepted the idea of a woman Prime Minister.
He never did. He actually told me once that it was all right in third world countries, but not here.
And the Queen?
He's devoted. But to understand Henry, you have to realise that he mistrusts democracy.
The fact that this woman is happy to talk to Mary and Alex makes it even worse for him.
Absolutely.
By the way, she's very pretty.
Who? Not...
Oh, good God, no. No, not her. No. Alex.
Yeah, yes, I suppose she is.
My type, you know.
I'd have thought you'd enough problems.
I could never have enough problems. Something to do with being in demand.
Oh, that reminds me. I've had a word at 10. Have you thought much about the regulation of the press?
What? You mean my bill? Oh, nasty. Charles, do you honestly think I want to go down in history as the man who muzzled Fleet Street?
Fleet Street's no more.
And I don't intend to go the same way.
It's quite possible we'd be happy to take it over. The Bombardier would be grateful.
Just how full would his grate be?
I'll mention you're interested.
You see, Jules, you can't go on getting angry. That was okay when you had 50,000 voters.
Now I've got 3 million.
No, they didn't vote for you. Your editor changes his mind tomorrow. You won't get 3 million goodbye cards.
But if there's something rotten, someone should say so.
But you don't even know what it is. You told me yourself you're a sketch writer, not a flaming icky.
He doesn't know.
George? I reckon he knows a bit. Hey, Eamon, when you're ready, lad.
Not for me, I must go.
White shield with the top off, Mr. Wigton?
What? Oh, right, yeah, just the one.
But all we know is that there's supposed to be something going on. When isn't there?
But this is bigger than usual.
What's the going with everyone tonight? I've never seen so many huddles, not even at Lansdowne Road I haven't.
Well, lass, it's not just me, so what's been said then?
That's just it, Mr. Wigton. Nothing.
Which probably means there isn't anything.
Oh, no.
In this place. Now that is one to tell a brother, that is. In this place, when there's nothing to say, why is everybody saying it?
I'm telling you, Jules, this damn beggar's right. This one's just beginning.
The House featured Julian Glover as Sir Charles Bannister, Peter Kelly as Dougal Baxter, Isla Blair as Mary, Christopher Benjamin, Henry, Siobhan Redmond, Jules, Jane Booker, Kay, Sheila Reid, Rose, Ruth Gemmell, Polly, Julian Dutton, Nick, Caroline Bliss, Alex, Norman Bird, Sharp, Trevor Peacock, Wigton, and Sean Prendergast as Eamon. It was written by Christopher Lee and produced by Neil Cargill. The House by Christopher Lee, featuring Julian Glover as Sir Charles Bannister and Peter Kelly as Dougal Baxter.
Right, you are. He won't be that long. Soon as he gets back. Say again? Won't be a tick. Have a seat.
Thanks.
About half an hour. Look, love, I only run his office, not his crystal ball. Pillocks.
These are the handsets I borrowed.
Oh, thanks. You needn't have bothered. No rush. It's the truth. Oh, I must give it up. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Lady Bannister. And I just get fed up with the way some of the new lot treat you. Like dirt.
And they're even younger than policemen. Don't I know it?
Strong-winded shave 'em. They come in here throwing their weight about.
Have you said anything to Charles?
Oh, he's got enough to worry about. No. I reckon I've been here too long. Simple as that.
Oh, they haven't been here long enough.
No, it's me. When you start talking about the old days, well, it's time for you to get the bus pass.
Come on, Rose. I told you the other day Charles would be lost without you. You said yourself, just one of those days.
Oh, yeah. So was the last one. And the one before that.
You know, Dougal, he must be losing his reason. What exactly was all that about?
Perfectly simple. Nothing more complicated than what he said.
There's more to it. All right, so he wants a new intelligence committee, but he never explained why.
Charles, they're duffers. They make the MCC look positively dynamic.
There are fine men on that committee, Dougal, fine men. Each one of them has the sense of decency missing nowadays.
Tell that to 3 million unemployed. That'll get them knitting comforts for the troops.
Perhaps if some of us had been allowed to maintain the proper notions of public life and service, the ones we grew up with, then we wouldn't be in this mess.
And the trains ran on time in India. And if you were starving or being shot at in some colonial war, you were told it was all for honourable reasons. Those days are gone, Charles.
There's nothing wrong with honour, old man.
As long as it's someone else's. I can't stand people talking about mine.
If anyone does, it'll be nothing more than a passing remark.
Ready with the first stone, are we, Charles?
I'm sorry.
Don't be. Apologising is a weakness. You've told me that more than once.
Actually, what I've said is that being discovered is a weakness. Apologising is simply the consequence.
Proves the Prime Minister's right. He needs to shake up the Intelligence Committee.
Of course he doesn't.
If he wants to go digging for public interest, he needs to know what to do with the worms.
That depends who chairs it. It needs someone with tight control and, most importantly, someone close to the PM.
I agree. What young Nick calls a class act.
Exactly the phrase the Bombardier used before you arrived. How curious.
Not at all. I think I may have mentioned something similar to him myself.
He didn't say you talked to him?
As you know, Charles, he and I often think on the same lines.
When it's convenient, you do?
Of course. We all do that.
And now it's convenient?
Could be. That's why he wanted me there.
I think it's dangerous. Henry's right. You can take open government along certain paths, but not if they lead to MI6, 5 or GCHQ. Open government and national security do not mix. Never have, never will. Nor should they.
Unless there are political advantages.
To the government?
I was thinking on a more personal level.
In other words, you see yourself getting something out of all this?
Not in other words, Charles. Those are the very ones. Of course I do. I want the chairmanship.
Here you are. Use this one.
Thanks.
They're really lovely.
I love chrysanthemums. It's the smell. They remind me of when I was young.
Oh, you poor old lady, you. Which century was this, man?
Seriously, you and Daddy always had them, even in his study.
And you knocked them over, remember?
God, yes! It was precious papers.
His first week as a minister, and there's your father having to explain why the whole future of prison reform is soggy and ponging of weasel's water.
He was very grumpy. Scissors?
Top drawer. Oh. Well, he was very serious in those days.
Well, he still is. The only time he smiles is when he cleans his teeth.
Ah, that's cruel.
It was supposed to be funny. Anyway, do you think she's serious?
Rose? Today she is.
Well, she's a bit old to grow out of it, isn't she?
Perhaps I should have a word with your father.
Well, perhaps he should have noticed.
Oh, you're joking. Rose has worked for him for more than 25 years. As she says, when it's been that long, you only get noticed when you don't turn up.
You've been married for 25 years.
I know. She's right.
I'll never get married.
So you keep saying. Has its advantages.
Oh, tell me one.
You.
Well, you could have had me without being married.
In my day... There I go. In my day, I'd have been a fallen woman. Anyway, Daddy and I loved each other.
And then spent 25 years waiting for it to go wrong. No, thank you.
No, we didn't. And whatever you think, no, it hasn't.
Number 10 said they left a couple of minutes ago. Anything I can do?
No, not really. I just wanted a quick word.
Oh, you can wait. But he's got a phone back list as long as your arm, and then a lunch, and then, well, it's PMQs.
You're very busy here, aren't you?
Compared to what?
Well, I suppose generally.
As opposed to specifically. Which you can't, can you? Suppose specifically, I mean.
No, I suppose not.
Except when it's like that. Yes or no?
I don't follow you.
Here's trouble. And what can we do for you?
A vicious tongue you've got, my girl. Now, here you are. There's one for you, and 3 for Sir Charles. Miss Bennet?
Oh, hello there, Mr. Sharp.
Who's it from?
What?
Mine.
Well, how would I know?
Because you read all the messages.
And instantly forget them.
Oh, I bet. Something else, was there, Miss Bennet?
No, not really. I'll catch up with him later.
I'm sure you will.
Odd one, that.
Obvious as the Christmas fairy and twice as glitzy.
They say she's got herself a fella. Well placed, too.
Have to be. She's got expensive tastes. She needs more than one chap to feed her habit.
Oh, what's that, then?
Money.
Oh, a lot of it about, if you know how to lay your hands on it.
And she is the walk-in, or should I say lie-in, proof of that.
Oh, Rose, that is sharp.
Well, you should know. Now, off you go before you cut yourself. I've got work to do.
Just one thing.
Not even one. Shoo.
No, seriously. Something you should know, so to speak.
There you are. How do they look? Beautiful, darling. Leave them over there. I'll put them in the hall when I get back.
What, here?
Please. Oh, gosh, look at the time. These will have to drain.
Isn't this women's commission thing of yours a waste of time?
Lunches are good.
You don't even care.
Where's my bag?
Mummy, will you listen?
Oh, I rather thought I was. Go on.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
No, I said it doesn't matter.
Polly, what on earth got into you?
Nothing.
Ah, the famous nothing.
I get so angry.
So you keep saying.
Well, I do.
No, you don't. You think you do. If you really got angry, you do something about it, whatever it is.
It's everything.
Is that all?
See?
I'm sorry, darling, but I really can't take you seriously when I don't understand what you're talking about.
Of course you don't.
And you're a bit old to stamp out muttering that I never understand.
Well, everyone's so amazingly cynical.
I must say, your generation has rather set the trend.
Even Daddy, did you hear him last night going on about the front bench?
He was only joking.
Oh, no, he wasn't. They're hiring people to teach them how to look sincere.
Wonder where they start.
It's despicable.
It has its attractions. Look at the PM. He's sincere enough.
Oh, but he doesn't do anything except get his hair cut.
The mouse makes him do that. She likes him looking smart for television.
Oh, then you tell her to get him to do something real. He must listen to her.
No one else does. Anyway, what about?
Everything.
Now you do sound like a politician, darling. Avoid detail at all costs.
Well, what about the environment thing, all that Rio conference? It was rubbish.
How appropriate.
He's done nothing about it, and she hasn't a clue.
Well, she lives in Downing Street, not the White House. She doesn't have people telling her things, even when she asks.
I'd tell her.
Would you, indeed?
Of course I would. We've done a whole project on the Rio conference.
Who we?
Nick. With stacks she'd want to know.
Maybe.
Well, she would if somebody who really cares explained it.
And you do?
Of course I do. Everyone should.
Then come with me today.
What, to lunch? I can't. I've just...
You're my daughter. You're under 40. You want to put the world to rights. You eat with your mouth closed. Perfect guest for a potentially very boring lunch.
Mummy, what are you doing? I mean, who are you calling?
Mrs. Mouse. I'm telling her to put out an extra chunk of cheddar.
Sir Charles? Sir?
Oh, Mr. Sharp, sorry, I was...
Miles away? And why not on a lovely day like this? By a babbling brook, as dear old Donald used to sing. That's the place to be.
Long time since the Thames was babbling.
Never mind, sir. We make up for it, don't we?
What?
Well, a bit of a one-liner, so to speak.
Oh.
This was dropped in for you. Gentleman said it was personal.
Oh, thank you.
I told him Rose was about, but he said no, had to be you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Sharp.
Sir?
My godfather James. Mr. Sharp, who delivered this?
Oh, I never seen him before. Well-dressed party. 50s. Bit thin on top. Seem to know the routine.
What time?
Half an hour ago. Something up then, is it, sir?
No, but if you see him again, let me know, will you?
Right you are, sir.
Hello there.
Oh, hello, Kay.
I just wanted to know if you'd thought any more about needing help.
I'm not sure I have.
Oh.
I put that badly. It's not that I haven't thought about
No,
it.
don't apologise. I quite understand it's a difficult time, isn't it?
Well, there's never a good one for these sort of things. Have you spoken to Dougal?
Good Lord, no.
Well, perhaps it would be wiser.
Well, I hardly think it's the time for wisdom. Action would do just as well.
Nevertheless, he is, well, among other things, he is your employer.
I thought it was quite clear now that whatever else he thinks, he is just my employer.
So you should talk to him.
I'm hardly hardly likely to say, "Look, Dougal, I've asked the party chairman for a job in his office. I'm leaving. What do you think?"
And I'm sorry, it would be quite wrong for me to find something for you.
I wasn't thinking of you simply finding something. I got the impression I'd fit in well as your chief assistant or something very similar.
I see.
Look, forget it. As you say, it's the wrong time and probably a lousy idea anyway. I just thought... Oh, I don't really know what I thought.
I must go. I have a meeting in 10 minutes.
Right.
Perhaps we could have a drink this evening and talk about it.
No, don't worry. Let's leave it. As you say, there's never a right time.
I'll give you a bell later. What? No problem. We can go with it. Depends when, how, and who pays. OK? Right, have a good one. Cheers.
Who pays what?
Oh, hello, Chief. Right, this one's got a wand. A wizard. Could be magic for us.
Not if it means paying. Now...
A blue chip?
Then someone else will pay, won't they? This isn't Oxfam, you know.
Oh, close.
It may seem like it to you, but I live in the real world, and that's what I pay you to do.
Right.
Now, what do we have on the Intelligence Committee?
The Cloak and Dagger? Not a lot. They haven't produced much.
I mean on the committee itself.
Well, look for yourself. Even less. Stout men all round. Credit to the Shires. One divorce, but that was all above board.
You mean we don't know?
Well, squeaky clean, a lot of them. That's why they're on the team. Bisto?
There must be something. What about that divorce?
Honest, Chief. No fair cops in this lot. All privy councillors close to the palace.
Well, that's hardly a recommendation.
You're back early. Surprised you didn't stay for lunch.
The Prime Minister knows how busy I am.
It's pity. You could have sat next to your hard-working goddaughter.
At 10?
Oh, she rang in. Got herself gold edged for today's Women on Top lunch.
Women at the top, if you don't mind.
Oh, that.
What do you mean, oh, that? You knew?
Naturally. You don't think I'd be at number 10 and not be told?
Well, thanks very much. As I run this so-called office of yours, it would have been very nice if someone had had the decency to tell me.
Well, what are you...
And I should have known it'd be too much for that someone to have been you.
Chief, about this idea.
What the hell is going on?
Oh, it's back to Rio.
To hell with Rio. I want to know what in the blazes Polly is doing over at 10.
But you said you knew all about it.
Of course I didn't. But I expect you to know. What's she doing there?
If you could initial this lot and sign.
These?
That's right.
Do I have to read them?
No. Standard thank you for your interesting letter, memo, telephone call. Thank you for taking the trouble to write, call, yours, etc.
Rose, have we had any strange calls this morning?
Oh, you've been speaking to the Chief Whip then?
No, should I?
You will. I gave his office a hard time.
Oh, right.
Oh, what sort of calls?
There you are.
Oh, tough.
People refusing to leave names. Anything like that?
Not that I know. Problem?
Not sure. I picked up a message when I came through the central lobby, personal delivery.
Oh, George Sharp mentioned something.
The instructions were to give it to me and no one else.
Whose instructions?
That's the point. I'm not sure.
No one else around?
Don't think so. In fact, no. The only person I saw was Kay Bennett.
You ask her?
I didn't. She was coming into the lobby as I was. She'd hardly notice anything.
She was in here, nosing around.
You mean you caught her snooping? Surely not.
Well, no, not exactly. She just came in, said she wanted you. A quick word.
Well, there you are then. I knew about that.
What's she up to? She's been a couple of times this week.
So, I really think there's little need to be suspicious. Kay Bennett's totally trustworthy.
Hadn't heard that one before.
She's very professional.
Like an undertaker. Got your height and weight before you can say how'd you do.
Look, Rose...
She wouldn't be pushing for a job here, would she?
Hardly. She's perfectly happy where she is. Running Dougal's private office is very demanding.
So's Mr. Baxter. Sorry.
Even if she were looking for a new post, she'd be quite open about it.
In this place?
Even in this place, yes. Mr. Baxter would be the first to know. I can assure you, Rose, he hasn't said anything to me.
I hope you're right.
Of course I am. After all, we simply don't do things that way, now do we?
What don't we do that way?
It would seem all the things we used to do, Dougal. Standards, decency, remember?
Like Knights of the Long Knives. Like selling knighthoods to anyone who'd sign a fat cheque. Like leaking departmental details to embarrass colleagues who might be in line for promotion. Oh, those days, you mean?
Come on, Dougal. I want a word. Lunch.
12:30?
Eating's about the only way of shutting you up. At least that's one standard you've kept.
Are we sure he hasn't sent it to the papers?
If this is blackmail, then there's no point.
But he's not saying he wants money.
He, assuming it is a he, isn't saying anything.
Except that... what was it again?
It's about time the party faithful knew about the unfaithful in the party.
It could mean anything.
I'd have thought its implication was somewhat obvious, old man.
Who for?
Well, there have been a few indiscretions, I suppose.
You suppose? Charles, if you were a Catholic, you'd be saying Hail Marys for the whole parliamentary session.
An unnecessary remark. None of us is exactly blameless.
Oh, don't look at me, Charles. The difference is that I don't care. I've told you before, Ros and I are sensibly married. We make our own arrangements.
I doubt the bombardier would be sophisticated enough to appreciate the euphemism.
Meaning?
You may be Privy Councillor, Dougal, but your,
athleticism?
Yes, hardly lends itself to the qualities normally expected of the chairman of the Intelligence and Security Select Committee. Suppose you've got it. What exactly would you want to look at?
Nothing.
You mean you haven't thought it through?
I mean we'd go through the motions, but that's all, right?
I'm not so sure. The PM's quite right in some senses.
Oh, this is new.
No, seriously, there's a public expectation, and he's made a promise.
That doesn't extend to telling all things to all men.
And women.
My, Mary has got you at it.
Not Mary. Alex. She was over last night. She spent the whole of dinner telling me why we need more women in cabinet.
Charles, that would be quite silly if that's what he has in mind.
The bombardier? Oh, don't worry, Dougal. I'm not sure he really cares for her. In fact, when I mentioned Alex this morning, he was quite cool. She's very bright, very aggressive.
I think she likes me.
Come off it, old man.
She does. I have sixth senses about these things, Charles.
Not always successful, if I may say so.
Kay. Ungrateful bism. I'm sorry, Charles. I won't tolerate ingratitude in anyone.
Clearly, I must remember that. Listen, suppose you were chairman of the committee and something like this letter came to your attention.
Then what would I do?
Yeah.
Get shot of it. Straight to number 10. You taught me that when you were chief whip. Never let the Prime Minister be surprised.
But what if it were about you?
Same.
You'd confess?
Oh, no, Charles. It wouldn't be a confession. I'd be taking him into my confidence before it became public.
No surprises?
Absolutely.
Take him into your confidence.
And he's part of the conspiracy.
That is devious.
Of course. That's why I'm the best man for the chairmanship. Now, here's one for you, Charles.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think the bombardier's so cool towards the exquisite Alex?
I wonder if she really took any of it on board.
Could have. I've never heard Polly like that. To be truthful, I thought she'd be, well, overwhelmed.
Mrs. Mouse would be hard pushed to overwhelm a moth.
You aren't exactly an unbiased witness, are you, Alex?
Oh, this isn't fury. I'll save that for hell.
Interesting he didn't come in this time.
Did you expect him to?
Have you spoken recently?
Yes.
And?
There isn't any and.
Oh. What happens now?
There's no game plan. That's it, I suppose.
But you're still talking.
He is. I think he's scared.
But you'll make trouble. You're not that sort of woman. He must know that.
That's precisely what he doesn't know.
She's quite nice.
Well, any reason why she shouldn't be?
Well, everyone says she's boring.
And she's not. Good.
Oh, she is on the surface, but she was very kind and she listened.
You tell her about the Rio thing?
I wish you'd been there. I'm not sure I got all the figures right.
Well, what did she say?
Well, nothing much. She smiled a lot.
Oh.
She took masses of notes.
Oh, good.
And then she said she hoped it was on recycled paper.
So she's got a sense of humour?
No, she was serious.
So what happens?
Well, nothing. That's it, I suppose.
And how was the cold chicken and fizzy water?
Fine.
That what you had? Chicken?
Well, I suppose it's sort of summery.
You could have gone in the middle of November and it would have been the same. I think they buy remaindered airline food.
Why is everyone so grim about them?
Not everyone. That's what's wrong with the country. Where's Mr. Baxter? Anyone know?
He was lunching.
Ah, of course. He still believes they're free.
And it's Thursday.
So? Oh, yes.
PMQs.
Yes, thank you, Polly. I don't need to be told. I'd simply forgotten.
Listen, Kay, what's the prob?
What is what?
Look, we're not children. Something's wrong. Let us in.
There is no prob, as you stupidly put it, unless, of course, you sympathise with the fact that this so-called research department is a total waste of time.
That's unfair.
Everything's unfair, or haven't you noticed?
I don't see why.
Of course you don't. You're a protected species.
Oh, Christ, not this again.
Why not? You're a Bannister. You don't need reality, just the family name.
Hey, come on, this is too much. Who's rattled your cage?
I have.
Ah, here we are. Nick, have you got those files down?
Sure, Chief. Yeah, on your desk.
Excellent. Ask and it shall be done. What a team. Is there something the matter?
What the hell's going on?
Yellow card, Chief.
What?
Paul and me, we've just had a bit of a fanging.
From her?
Excuse.
I think she's upset.
Hello?
She has no right to be.
Hang on. Number 10.
Oh, of course. Thank you.
No, not you, Chief. It's for Paul.
Me?
Seems they've bitten.
It's very nice of you, George.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, really, but I'm not very good at pubs and things. Maybe a cup of tea one afternoon.
Thanks.
Oh, don't be like that.
Right. Like it. Kenny Williams. Don't be like that. Remember?
No, not really.
Stayed at my mum's, he did. You know, the theatre digs and that.
That must have been nice.
Oh, it was. Gosh, she was a bit special, my mum, but then they usually are, aren't they?
If they're lucky.
Yours been spared? Your mum?
Oh, yes. Doesn't spare anyone else, I can tell you.
Got a tongue on her, has she?
Oh, not half.
Mine was the same. Had a temper like Rommel after El Alamein. No one ever got it right for her. No one.
Not even you?
Especially me. Only son, you see. Once I'd left home, she reckoned I didn't care.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean.
Is she local?
No, Herne Bay. Nice little retirement place, but to hear her, you'd think it was run by Pol Pot.
Herne Bay. Like it. Lovely spot. South End, mine. Oh, she was. Poor old biddy. Oh, well, I'll be toddling.
Oh, tell you what, George. Just a quick one. Bit of lemon or something. Then I've got to get me bus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, why not? Won't hurt.
Oh, good. Caught you. Oh, hello, Mr. Sharp.
Evening, sir.
Look, Rose, I need all the reports on the Intelligence Committee.
This evening?
Yes, if you would. I'll be back in half an hour. If you need me, I'm in the Prime Minister's rooms.
Sorry.
Yes, well, another time, perhaps.
You don't think it would be better to forget this commission? You could always say Charles needs you back in chambers, which is true.
Maybe. Trouble is, I blow hot and cold. I've even been thinking of going back to the States.
Drastic. I wouldn't have thought you'd reach the get-out-of-town stage.
What would you do?
I'm a Libran. Nothing.
When all else fails, do nothing.
Or read the instructions.
There aren't any.
Sure. You knew what you were getting into. Those are the instructions. Back out the way you came in.
We met at the opera. A gala performance. Loads of how you doing, and then a week later a telephone call.
Well, let's hope it wasn't Tosca.
He's not worth that. No man is.
You've simply got to carry on as if nothing happened.
Until the fat lady sings.
A, you're not fat, and B, you're not about to sing. At least I hope you're not.
As I said before, he doesn't know that.
Just the one, Mr. Wigton?
With the top off.
You're a creature of fine habit, if you don't mind me saying.
Sir. Oh, hello, George. Pint.
Oh, thanks very much, sir. I don't mind if I do.
Colonel Chimstrap, am I right?
First time, sir. Not many would have got that one.
A drinking man like himself would never be forgetting such a wonderful moment in his heritage, that not right, Mr. Wigton?
Ignore him.
Blimey, someone started early.
There you go. Oh, that Miss Bennett. Oh, she's going for the record, that one.
Take it out of that, will you?
A pleasure as ever.
Cheers. And they'll boil all night, given half the chance.
Of course they will. Flaming journals. Half a dozen Bloody Marys inside her, and they've got page one sewn up. I think they have.
Well, she does know everyone in this place, so they say.
She's not the one to spit out her own meal ticket.
Unless the food was off.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Here we go again. Mr. Sharp, sir, as the brother says, you'd never believe your own birthday unless there was a rumour.
No rumour this one, Eamon. Oh, no. Very page 3.
Someone caught with his trousers down, is there?
Oh, yes, sir. Very much so.
Nothing unusual in that. Not in this place.
Now, that depends on whose trousers they were. Doesn't it, sir?
Really?
Stands to reason, don't it? Stands to reason.
The house House featured Julian Glover as Sir Charles Bannister, Peter Kelly as Dougal Baxter, Isla Blair as Mary, Jane Booker, Kay, Sheila Reid, Rose, Ruth Gemmell, Polly, Julian Dutton, Nick, Trevor Peacock, Wigton, Norman Bird, Sharp, Caroline Bliss, Alex, and Sean Prendergast as Eamon. It was written by Christopher Lee and produced by Neil Cargill. The House by Christopher Lee, featuring Julian Glover as Sir Charles Bannister and Peter Kelly as Dougal Baxter.
And so, Mr. Deputy Speaker, I'm perfectly sure that the House will agree when I say, through an unwillingness to examine properly the ways in which we safeguard our state, unnecessarily lax systems have proved unnecessarily dangerous.
Will the right honourable member give way?
I will give way to the honourable member, but then I must be allowed to finish.
I'm grateful to the right honourable member. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I wonder if he'd tell the House how he's going to change things. No one on his side has ever had the guts to ask blood questions. They just sit there in their big leather armchairs and their fancy cloaks and plot how they can protect their old school mates in MI6s and 7s. Then how is it that the KGB has been shut down, but we, Mr. Deputy Speaker, have to be building a blooming great big new headquarters for our James Bond?
Clearly, the member opposite has no intention of making a contribution. Instead, he asks fatuous questions to catch the headlines of his local rag, and will never believe anything he's told.
Order! Point of order, Mr. Wigton.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Can you tell me why the right honourable member should be allowed to make slanderous remarks instead of answering a simple question? Doesn't the House have a right to be treated with a little more respect?
Having a right ding-dong, those two, aren't they, sir?
Well, Mr. Sharp, even when it's all but empty, that's what the chamber's for.
Of course, sir, of course. Great traditions. I know that, sir.
Night, Charles.
Night. I doubt even the arguments have changed in the last 100 years.
Charles Dickens. He worked here, didn't he? One of the reporters.
Certainly did, and a scurrilous fist he made of it, by all accounts. I wonder how many of our friends in the gallery are budding authors.
They tell me that Miss Cameron knows her stuff.
Yes, well...
And mind you, she should do, shouldn't she, sir? I mean, after all, she was a member one time.
Right, now I must be off.
Strange you're giving it up, as she did.
I wouldn't have thought strange the right description. I imagine a fat journalistic chequebook did the trick.
Not wanting to speak out of turn, sir, but according to the old grapevine...
I really wouldn't know. Oh, there's Mr. Baxter, excuse me.
Supposed to have been a relationship, so to speak. And for what I hear, sir, the other party was, as they say, well placed.
Charles, there you are. I thought you might have stayed.
Good night, Mr. Sharp. Come on, Dougal. A nightcap.
Night, Sir Charles. Mr. Baxter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Night. The man really is a disgrace.
Then you shouldn't let him get to you, especially when you're on your feet. He always does it.
Wigton's the original pinko dissenter in this place.
Of course he's not, Dougal.
Well, even his own party finds him embarrassing.
Wigton's a bit of a dinosaur, yes, I'll grant you that. But you've been around long enough not to take him seriously.
You expect me to sit there and say nothing?
That's up to you, but the moment you start trying to put him down, you run into trouble. That's when people wake up and wonder what he said.
There wasn't anyone to wake up. We hardly had a quorum. I had to call the department myself, me, to ask for someone on the front bench.
On that you're right. What do you think is going on? I'd have thought we'd have wanted to be there. Perhaps even a statement.
Well, it's obvious. They've decided the best way to stop questions about security is to make it clear they'll not answer in the chamber.
Written answers only.
Of course.
And on a Friday, like last week.
It's not good enough, Charles. Not good enough. If I'm chairman of the Intelligence Committee, I need to be seen and heard.
Well, you are. That's what the committee's about.
I'm not a fool. All our evidence is taken in camera.
There's your report. That's public.
And it'll have more blank pages than our new economic policy.
You make speeches, like tonight.
And when I do, I have to spend 30 minutes saying nothing.
You knew that when you took it on. You said yourself it would be a... what did you call it?
Low profile. But I didn't expect to have to sit in a cupboard with a sack over my head.
You know, Dougal, you're sounding like old Wigton. Perhaps you're natural allies.
Dougal's problem is that he takes himself too seriously.
Well, it was only an adjournment debate after all. I was surprised he was even there. Still, got himself a mention.
Of course he did.
Listen to this. Baxter calls for checks on spies.
Well done him. Henry will be delighted. He's coming down tomorrow, isn't he?
What? Oh, Dougal, yeah, says he is.
Ros?
He hasn't said she won't.
But he will.
Ros will be in Leeds. She always is on these occasions.
Do you know why they married in the first place?
She's rich. At least her family is.
And Kay Bennett? She's not.
Yes, well, he didn't marry Kay, did he?
Will he?
Not he. He wouldn't break with his church. You know, Dougal, he'd never have the guts to sin without the promise of the absolution on Fridays.
Does she know that?
Absolutely. Anyway, that's all over.
Not according to Alex. They were in the same restaurant the other night. Hands across the table, very bilateral.
What does that mean?
It means, darling, that our serious friend is still paying the bills.
Is he, by George?
At last. We were about to send out the St. Bernard.
Sorry, couldn't get a cab.
Or couldn't get up.
Meow.
Coffee?
Please. Happy birthday.
Darling, pour Alex a coffee, will you?
Oh, hello.
Black. She's just got up. And it's tomorrow.
What is?
Oh, Charles, really? Your birthday. Never mind, darling. We'll remind you when the telegram arrives.
Still think it's better than good morning and things. So, happy birthday.
When you get to Charles's age, you prefer good morning. That right, darling?
Thanks.
Look, will you excuse me? I have a couple of matters I must attend to.
Oh, dear. Something I said?
Not at all. When Charles says he has matters to attend to, it's usually something I've said.
You really must not get so excited, my dear.
Listen, Henry, it's been 4 weeks. You must know something.
Must?
Surely.
It amounts to the same prerogative. Yes, I suppose we do. But there's little you don't yourself.
What about the note? Haven't your forensic people come up with anything?
Ah, yes, your note. Let me see, isn't it time the party faithful were told of the party's unfaithful? An amusing sentiment.
It is not at all amusing. If there's a scandal, I need to know. We simply can't afford to go to conference with this hanging over us.
But Charles, perhaps our mystery letter writer is but following Damocles. Perhaps he wishes to demonstrate the uncertainty of life and nothing more.
Unlikely.
Yet when anything hangs by a thread, all is unlikely. Tell me, why do you take this so seriously?
Because you do.
Oh, so I do. I'd quite forgotten.
And because there's already a rumour in the house.
Of oppression and deceit. It was ever thus.
In real life, Henry, Westminster is not a wilderness, the house is no hideaway. And it's my job to nail this one before it ruins the little chance we have of rebuilding our credibility.
Oh, such a splendid, splendid sentiment. However, it presupposes nothing more than rumour.
One may always hope.
Naturally. The sadness is that it has wings.
Oh, that's all we need. Who else knows?
Our cousins in Washington. They ask if I know anything about scandal in our most high places.
The CIA's hardly clean. You told them it was nonsense, of course.
And I said what I always say on these occasions, Charles.
Which is?
Of course I know, but there's nothing to worry about. All under control.
But it's not.
I'm afraid not. A butterfly beats its wings in the Southern Ocean. And a bedroom door slams shut in Westminster. Chaos has such beauty and such bewitching logic.
I must say I thought it was quite unhelpful.
It wasn't meant to be out else.
Oh, don't come that folksy stuff with me, Dennis. I do not intend to let this committee become a talking shop, I'll have you know.
You won't have me know, because you and me know's different. Tell me one real thing your lot have done, I'll show you a 9-bob note.
Oh, knowing you probably could.
I'm serious. Intelligence Committee, yes men, a lot of them.
Oh, this is a waste of time.
Well, ask them about phone tapping, ask them about opening people's letters, ask them about files and every bloody one of us in this place.
You forget I was Home Secretary.
That's why no one in the house could stand a woodlook for laughing. When they heard you were chairman, it's a rotten fix.
Now, let me guess, Dennis, you were congratulating Dougal on his preferment.
You can laugh. Preferment? I'd have preferred a monkey.
You mean someone from your lot?
No, calm down. The chamber's through there. You're not on candid camera now.
Look, I'll make a bargain with you.
You'd rather shake hands with a cold board.
You give me half a dozen things you think the Intelligence Committee should examine, and I promise to put them on the list.
Flaming transfer list.
I'm serious. You have my word.
There you are, Dennis. That's fair.
Oh, you may think so, Charlie, but you don't think I'm going to believe a word. Go on, do you?
I don't actually care what you believe, but the offer's there. It's up to you.
When would you want this list thing?
Up to you.
Me? Oh, yeah. That'll be the day.
Well, that threw him. Will you really consider his list?
Of course. Mind you, whether it comes to anything, that's another matter.
Then Wigton will be able to say you made a promise, broke it, and that'll be seen as a cover-up.
Not at all. The sort of questions he'll come up with will never get a straight answer from MI5 or 6, never mind GCHQ. So...
You blame them for withholding information. I'm not sure where that gets you.
Charles, if the leadership opinion polls are only half right, then I imagine we'll be looking for someone in number 10 who is a straight talker.
You know, Dougal, you are a devious rascal.
Not at all. Prudent, perhaps, but never devious.
Oh, no? Anyway, must be off. Oh, by the way, you are down for the weekend, aren't you?
Charles, it's your birthday. Of course I'll be down. Wouldn't miss it for the world.
Splendid, old man. Splendid. And Ros?
Oh, I meant to mention that. I'm afraid she's away at the moment.
Oh, of course. Leeds?
As it happens, yes. Yes, that's right, Charles. Leeds.
Blast, blast, and blast. Can't any of these blasted girls spell? I give up. Come.
Oh, begging your pardon, sir. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yes, Mr. Sharp.
Rose, well, she's not there, and I...
Yes, she's away. Is it important?
Well, sir, that chap was here again. I left this for you. Same as last time.
When was this?
Just 5 minutes. I tried to...
Shut the door, will you? Now, start again. Sit you down.
Well, sir, like I said, I tried to ring through, no reply.
Blasted girls, go on.
Well, that's it really, sir. Same instructions, your eyes only. Such the old James Bond, you know.
You're sure it was the same man?
Well, you know me, sir. Never forgot a face. Same party. On my mother's, sir. Same party.
What exactly happened?
Well, I'm standing there, you know, by the desk in the central lobby, when suddenly he's there.
You didn't see him come in?
Well, I'm not really looking, am I? Usual Friday morning crowd. And, well, I'm just coming through from the chamber and, well, as I say, that was it.
Can you remember exactly what he said? Exactly?
Well, he's giving me the envelope. Bit of a shove to it, so I can't say no. And then he's saying, give that to Sir Charles Bannister and no one else.
That all?
Yes. Oh, except he said immediately.
Then where did he go?
Well, that's the odd bit. I'm not rightly sure. You see, he's shoving it in my hand so fast, and I'm looking at it, thinking what you said last time. I'm listening to what he said, and when I look up...
He disappeared.
Well, sir, I suppose he has. There he was gone, so to speak.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Sharp. Look, for the moment, let's keep this to ourselves.
No, very good, sir. Understood. Mum's the word, sir.
My godfather, James. Henry, I've had another letter. Just now. Look, are you going down to Hampshire on the 1:30? Good. I'm reserved in coach G. See you there.
I must say, Charles, the wording is jolly odd. What does he mean? So court a mistress she denies you, let her alone, she will court you. I don't understand.
Isn't it Johnson?
Is it? I don't know.
I think so. I can't remember where. It'll come.
Well, I'm sure it shall. But what does it mean?
Well, presumably whoever it is telling us that someone has a mistress. Why quote Johnson?
So we have a literate scallywag.
Not exactly. After all, I remember it from school, I suppose.
Something else is rather odd, Charles. Why should your Mr. Sharp...
George Sharp, yes.
Why should it be him? A rare coincidence. He is, after all, but one of the badge messengers.
Maybe whoever it was waited for him.
He is, I take it, trustworthy.
Oh, absolutely.
He couldn't be in this with someone at the house, I suppose. No, of course not.
No, Mr. Sharp's one of the best. Been in the house 10 years.
Anything is possible, my dear.
He does have this odd habit of mimicking folk he's heard on the wireless.
Not a trait which would instinctively lodge him among the criminal classes.
And he did mention something to Rose about a scandal.
There you see, Charles. One moment you're stoutly defending him, then in trying circumstances, suspicion.
What I can't understand, Henry, is why send this to me?
Because he sent the last one to you.
Yes, but why to me in the first place?
We don't know, of course, that you are the lone recipient of this distasteful scribble.
Well, that would be awful. Well, we'd have heard.
Really? I'd have thought that unlikely. Have you mentioned it to anyone else?
Well, apart from Dougal, no.
There you are.
I suppose so.
And our Hibernian friend, what does he say?
No, Dougal is Dougal. He's quite untouched by something like this.
Unless it brings down the government and therefore threatens his seat.
He's hardly going to do that, not nowadays. He would have to be...
Yes? He would have to be...
Oh, it doesn't bear thinking about.
Nevertheless, you have.
No, let's stick to the skeletons we know.
And assume no others lurk in the shadows. Unwise, Charles, quite unwise.
That's it, shadows. That's what it's from, Ben Jonson. That women are men's shadows, or something like that.
Perhaps we have a literary mischief maker and a cryptic one. That women are men's shadows. What does that suggest?
Nothing.
Don't you see? Our poisoned penman is suggesting that the indiscretion at a high place is with a lady in the shadow. A dark lady, Or one who is there for all to see, but none does, because she is there for all to see.
Look, Henry, I'll leave the detective work to you. I simply want to know who it is.
Before, rather than after the deluge, of course.
Right. If I'm supposed to put out sandbags, I really need to be told which doorstep's likely to be flooded.
You do understand, Mary, that Ros would have come if she hadn't been so tied up.
One misses out so much when one's into bondage.
I'm serious. She had to be in Leeds.
Yes, Dougal.
It's very embarrassing.
You'll cope.
Well, I didn't mean for me. You must think she doesn't like coming here.
Don't tell me what to think, Dougal.
Well, I didn't mean that.
Of course you didn't. You've never meant anything in your whole life. That's how you cope, remember?
Where do you want these plates?
Alice. Oh, what's that? Get down. On the dresser.
I'd better go and unpack. Do you mind?
Of course not. Off you toddle. Got everything you need?
Yes, thanks.
Within reason, that is.
Well, where do you think you're going?
He's quite interesting, isn't he?
Dougal? He's appalling. But yes, I suppose that creates some interest.
He was very funny on the way down. He was telling me about his intelligence committee.
He's only the chairman. I'm not sure that Parliament's handed it over lock, stock and thingy.
As far as he's concerned, they have. He's terribly ambitious. He obviously thinks this is the way back into government.
That's Dougal's problem. He's obvious. He'll never do it, of course.
Yesterday's man?
Not even that. Dougal belongs to that curious group of MPs who've held really quite high office, although no one can remember for the life of them which high office.
He doesn't talk like someone at the end of the line.
Dougal will go to his grave believing that come the resurrection, it'll be his right to be the first one up.
By the way, I put my foot in it. I asked about his wife. Ros?
Oh dear. That's like mentioning the Elgin marbles to the Foreign Office.
He said they have an understanding. That's civilised.
Not much option. They're Catholics.
So he really does want to go to heaven?
Via the cabinet, yes.
Anyway, I think he's rather sweet.
Totally untrustworthy.
He's a man. They make them that way.
Not all of them.
All of them.
So you think something's up then, do you, George?
Could be, Mr. Wigton. Surprising what goes on, you know.
Oh, I do. But it takes a chap like yourself to really know these things. I mean, you're everywhere, aren't you?
Trust, Mr. Wigton. That's why. Trust. Badge, messengers, they see everything and see nothing. That's the drill, sir.
Oh, got to keep the old values.
This is true, sir. Very true.
One for the road?
I shouldn't, sir. I've got a train to catch.
Oh, come on. One more won't hurt.
Oh, there'll be no pain, Mr. Wigton. This stuff hardly touches the sides.
Where are you off to, then, home?
Today, Kent.
I thought you were an Essex man.
Suffolk. Lived in Essex.
So, why Kent?
Friend.
I know Kent is in Maidstone, is it?
No, this is on the coast.
Herne Bay. Lovely spot in the summer.
Oh, nice. That's nice.
Yes, very nice. Old ideas, proper ideas.
Good. Nice to hear it. Not like this place, eh?
Oh, some of them, but some of them no.
And you hear it all?
Like the other three monkeys.
Go on.
See all evil, hear all evil, and...
Just time for that quick one, I think, don't you, George?
There's going to be enough food to feed the 5,000.
You wait till all the constituents of people get here. They'll make that little feast look like the Cambridge diet.
Why are you people so contemptuous of everyone? You talk about other MPs as if they were villains.
I never exaggerate.
Your own party workers, you say, are hangers-on, greedy and pains in the backside.
I must have missed something out, but go on.
You're winding me up.
Of course.
You think I'm stupid?
No. Let's lunch on Monday, then I can tell you why.
Let's not, then you won't have to think of a reason.
You like Italian food?
No.
Chinese?
No.
Well, you can't like English.
No.
Then what?
Indian.
Oh, I can't eat curry, then go into the... Oh, very clever.
In one turtle.
What about Monday?
Call me Tuesday and I'll tell you if I regret not coming.
You will. Monday. Oh, Henry, what a lovely surprise. Bye.
Oh, dear. Is it something I forgot to say?
Don't worry. He's off to see if his nose is okay.
A cold?
Out of joint. Just a joke.
Yeah, well, I hope you never joke with Dougal. He has no detectable senses of humour.
Come on. I think he's quite sweet. And what's that supposed to mean?
Well, my dear, in the recent circumstances, your judgment about who and what is sweet or otherwise is somewhat, fallible.
Come on, then. Bring it here. You daft animal. Come on, fetch!
He's simple.
It has its advantages. Now where's he off to?
He'll be back. Let him go. It really is beautiful. It's so nice to be by ourselves for a moment.
The first time we came here, you said you were afraid of woods. Mind you, it was getting dark.
You don't really remember that, do you?
Of course I do. It was just after Christmas, what, 30 years ago?
Then, of course, you don't. It was... Well, good Lord, I suppose it was. 30 years. You were rather grand.
Oh, I do hope not.
I was still at school. You were already in chambers. Mother told me you had a future.
You were only 15.
17.
She was plotting even then?
Mother has always plotted. That's why she lives on. She still hasn't agreed terms with the devil.
She's a very sweet woman.
Oh, you sound like Alex. Just before you arrived, she was trying to convince me that Dougal is a sweet man.
She's not keen on him.
Oh, she rather likes him.
Dougal?
I'm afraid it may be a case of the rebound.
Kay Bennett?
Oh, no. I mean Alex.
Really? Poor old Alex.
Charles, you're drooling.
She's jolly nice. In fact, I've always liked her.
Come on, Worcester. Don't say anything to her, will you?
Of course not.
I didn't mean to tell you.
Is it... was it anyone we know?
Yes, I'm afraid it is. Worcester!
And you won't tell me what happened?
No. Except that... well, he's already married.
I see.
But then, Charles, he is a man, and they do tend to be on these occasions.
Shouldn't we be getting back? Polly will be down shortly. I assume young Nick's still bringing her?
Yes. There's something else I wanted to have a word with you about.
They get on rather well, don't they? Nice enough lad.
Actually, they get on very well indeed.
Oh, I see.
I'm not sure you do.
You think he might want to talk to me about an engagement or something?
No, darling. We tend not to do that sort of thing now.
I suppose not. I asked your father, of course.
That was very sweet of you, darling. No, it's more about this evening's arrangements.
Dinner?
Charles, Dougal's in the end room, Henry's where he always is, Alex is in the old night nursery.
Oh.
Nick will not be sleeping on the sofa.
I see. You mean Nick and Polly...
So I do.
I'm not sure that I approve.
I'm sure you don't, Charles.
There must be an alternative.
Oh, there is. The back of the Range Rover. I'm afraid it's known as growing up.
She certainly has.
No, Charles. I meant us.
Hey, look at the flaming time. I must be away.
I never swore till I was 16, you know.
What? Oh. Oh, is that a fact?
I wouldn't dare, Mr. Wigton. Dad would have clipped me one.
Decency, that's it. That's the very word, George. Decency.
It's the way they pretend, especially here. The way they pretend, think they're special. Present company accepted. Don't mean no offence, Mr. Wigton.
Oh, no. None taken. Tell me. Someone's at it, aren't they?
Of course they are. They are.
And you know who?
Maybe.
Man like you, you're everywhere, I bet you do.
Maybe.
Well, who then? Probably nothing in it, though, you know. Just another rumour, eh?
More than that.
Well, I really must away.
Being a badge messenger, I get to see what others don't.
Yes, I'm sure you do, George, but I must go.
Like the letters.
Oh, aye?
Both of them. One Sir Charles Bannister had.
Really? Well, perhaps we've time for another half.
Don't mind...
if I do.
Right.
Yes. What letters were these then, George?
The House featured Julian Glover as Sir Charles Bannister, Peter Kelly as Dougal Baxter, Isla Blair as Mary, Christopher Benjamin, Henry, Trevor Peacock, Wigton, Norman Bird, Sharp, and Caroline Bliss as Alex. It was written by Christopher Lee and produced by Neil Cargill. The House by Christopher Lee, featuring Julian Glover as Sir Charles Bannister and Peter Kelly as Dougal Baxter.
Morning, sir.
Morning, Mr. Sharp. Good weekend?
Oh, thank you, sir.
Excellent.
Sir Charles. Sir?
Yes?
A message from Rose, sir. She's having to have another week off. I saw her yesterday.
On a Sunday? What was she doing in on a Sunday, for goodness sake?
I wasn't, sir. Herne Bay, you know, where her mum is. Lovely place. Went down to see her, I did.
You did?
Yes, sir.
Whatever for?
Sunday dinner, sir. Took her, and her old mum, of course, out for a roast. Likes a Sunday roast as her mum. Mine was the same, you know.
Is her mother ill?
Oh, don't think so, sir. Likes her food, she does. Nice old biddy. Morning, Mr. Baxter.
Ah, there you are, Charles.
Well, thank you, Mr. Sharp.
Good morning, sir.
Most curious thing. Our Mr. Sharp went down to Herne Bay. He actually went down and gave Rose and her mother lunch.
Is that curious?
Of course it is, after all. Rose, well, if they were that friendly, I would have thought I'd have known. Now, she has been with me for...
Charles, you and I have something far more serious to discuss.
Oh.
Come on, coffee.
What time do we get there?
Given it's half an hour late, not before 12:30.
Damn.
You could have gone up with your father first thing, or even with young Nick last night.
You sound just like Daddy. He's not young Nick.
Oh, he is when you get to my age. Sorry.
Do you like him?
Holly, what a silly question.
Oh, that's right, it would be. I only asked silly questions. Sorry, I forgot.
Yes, I do like him. So does Daddy.
Really?
Really. Don't be so sensitive.
Well, you can hardly blame me after Friday. You and Daddy were really horrid.
I'm sorry. I didn't intend to be, and Daddy was being Daddy.
Nick didn't know that, and he was amazingly embarrassed.
I thought we were being broad-minded.
Well, that's amazingly hurtful.
I've said I'm sorry.
You really thought we were sleeping together, didn't you?
I suppose we did.
Nick is different.
Oh, here she comes.
Not everyone sleeps around.
And what might that mean?
Oh, whatever you want it to.
Alex, We thought you got off at Salisbury.
Sorry, there was a queue a mile long. Oh, here we are. Chocolate chip cookies. He insisted the coffee is coffee.
Thanks.
Did I come back too soon?
Why?
Tight smiles and long faces. The same expression Father had each time he paid the school fees. Sorry.
You're slipping, Charles. You of all people should know that he's got to be told.
Tell him what? There's a rumour? There's always a rumour.
This isn't a rumour, Charles. This is mischief, and that means it's spiteful.
All we've had so far is a couple of poisonous letters, the usual rumour doing the drunken rounds at Annie's and Henry's. People saying something's going on, but they don't know what.
You do know MI5's got another tap on ministerial phones. Everyone knows something's going on.
But you're not the one who has to go into number 10 with it.
Charles, we're talking about a quiet word in the bombardier's ear. Not a long blast on the klaxon and last one in the bunker's a sissy.
Look, there's something you don't know. Henry was in Washington last week.
Bully for Henry.
He was talking to his CIA friends. Anyway, it seems that they too have heard something.
Well, they've always heard something. It's usually a disinformation rumour they've started themselves and forgotten about.
Henry thinks not. Now, if they've heard, then we've got to be absolutely certain of our evidence before we talk to the PM.
Well, you're the one who's always insisted the Prime Minister should never be surprised.
And nor should he, but in this case...
So what are you going to tell him when the papers get hold of it and he says, why didn't anyone tell me? Charles, there isn't something you're not telling me, is there?
Such as what?
Such as it's a little too close to home? Is that why you won't tell him? You're hoping it'll go away.
Anything new in the post then, George?
Oh, hello, sir.
Well, is there?
Look, Mr. Wigton, I wonder if you'd do me a favour.
Any time, you know me.
Would you oblige me and forget what I said on Friday about the...
the funny letters. Now, why should I forget something like that? As you said, all a bit juicy, wasn't it?
Well, it's just it, sir. Sir Charles had told me not to mention the matter.
But you did.
Well, I had a bit of a wobble on, didn't I? I wouldn't like him to think I'd been let in on his private business.
Don't you worry, George. Pulling your leg. Of course I won't mention it.
Thank you very much, sir. If he got a whiff of it, then that could be me, down among the dead men.
You what?
Well, you know, sir, old Charlie Chester, wasn't it? Down among the dead men, living in a tent, better than a prefab, no rent.
Blooming heck, where'd you get that from?
Yeah, well, it could be me out of a job, that's all, sir. I'm too old for a tent.
Oh, don't you worry, just between you, me and the gatepost. Of course, you will let me know if another one turns up, won't you now?
About your devotions again?
Oh, well, okay. The Admiral, yes, I suppose he is something of a shrine for me. Didn't always get it right, but when he did, he was very, very right.
Don't I know it?
Hmm?
The long lecture about loyalty?
Of course, I'd forgotten. That was ages ago. I'm surprised you remember.
You did manage to reduce me to one step above tears. What was it now? Beware of Dougal, he will dump me if it suits him.
I certainly didn't say that.
Oh, no. Far too clever. Analogies with your famous Admiral friend here. But we both knew what you meant.
I hear you're still good friends, you know, out together and other things.
Hardly. Why do you think I want to change jobs? His ego and his deviousness grows in direct proportion to his lack of influence.
I seem to remember a certain young lady demonstrating her own talents for manipulation. Hmm?
At conference?
Mm-hmm.
You do this wench wrong, sir. That was not deviousness. That was helping the gentleman out of a pretty pickle.
And now we're friends.
Hopefully, but nothing more.
Close friends, after all.
Did your wife ever say anything?
Mary? No, I told you before. There was nothing to say.
You mean she knocked on the door in the nick of time? Or was I imagining things?
But nothing happened.
You sound as if you said that before. I'm sorry, it's just that, well, let's say party conferences will never be the same again.
Well...
Oh, don't worry. I may kiss, but I can promise you I'd never tell.
You do see why it would be unwise for you to come and work in the department.
Don't. I won't embarrass you. I am too old, and I don't yet drink enough to be the clinging type.
Kay, just for one moment imagine the tensions. Dougal would be upset and Rose would feel insecure.
So, the fierce reputation hides an insecurity. I'd never have guessed.
I have obligations to her which I will honour. It's called loyalty, remember?
I do. I've had the lecture. But I wonder if your wife has.
I'm not sure we're going to clear this lot in time. I'll be glad when it's finished and published.
Don't be glummy. Think of it as striking a blow for women.
We've said nothing new, and if it wasn't the Prime Minister's wife in the chair, every editor would bin it on sight.
So what? It's been fun.
Oh, madly exciting.
Cynic.
See you.
You off then, Polly?
Anything you want. I'm meeting Nick for lunch.
Don't think so. Anywhere nice?
What's that supposed to mean?
Just a question. Anywhere nice. Nothing more.
Yes, it is. You're saying that he might take me somewhere that isn't nice.
Bye, darling. Have a nice afternoon.
She's very touchy about him. You think they'll end up together?
Polly is touchy about everything. She's 22 and she's been going through a difficult phase since she was 12.
I'm not interfering, Mary, but she's a bit young for twin sets and pearls.
There's no age group for being stupid, is there?
I walked into that.
You wanted to.
You think I'm stupid?
He's married. He's let you down. He's used you. He's made you cry. And he's made you cry again. And I'm quoting you. So yes, I suppose I do.
You've forgotten, and it's all impossible.
No, I've left that one for you. But from what you said, he's made it clear he would never leave her, so...
So that makes me his unpaid whore.
If it makes you feel any better, yes.
Give you one for nothing, Chief. This Rio stuff's got to be worth riding.
Oh, it's not an issue. People are too hard up to be green.
Not so, Chief. This one screams, I told you so. Especially if you base it on some of this university research.
Are you out of your head? On a scale of 1 to 10, the yawn factor of an environment speech is 12.
But if you've got 63 research programmes to back you and...
You don't refer to them in your speech?
It comes over as your idea.
Yes.
When you're attacked, the research groups will write to the Times and every other paper, demand to appear before the Select Committee, and you'll be a hero.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Well, I can always work on it, Chief.
Well, don't get too carried away, Nick. I used to say any of us will still be around.
A shuffle, eh?
Only this time you'll have to do more than move the place cards. No, you're right. Perhaps you should wait until I'm back in Cabinet.
And if there's an election?
Well, the economy is running our way. And they haven't got a policy on anything about the return of the Elgin marbles. No need to worry for a few years.
One scandal across the front pages could change all that.
Scandal? Who mentioned scandal? Well, thank you, Nick. Thank you. Where is Kay?
I tell you one thing, this place takes about as much notice of bad rumours as it does adjournment debates.
Come on, Dennis, a rumour, nothing more.
Then why are you bothering to tell me? If there was nothing in it, you'd be laughing your head off.
I never laugh aside moral indiscretion.
You take it seriously?
Naturally, and so do you.
Oh, I do all right. But that's because chance would be a fine thing.
Well, nothing to do with me. But there are many things which are, so if you're...
Off to see the postman, are we?
So, if you'll excuse me.
There you go, Pop. One salt beef. Just like Mummy used to make.
Oh, don't.
What, another round?
Episode 3 million in the series.
Oh, I see.
Everywhere we go, there's hassle. Why?
I don't know. You should have been in this morning. She was all over him.
You're joking.
No, honest, Injum. She was really nice to him.
But she's been horrid. I mean, even Dougal's noticed.
Well, she even liked his speech.
What's she up to?
Change of heart.
Oh, she hasn't got one.
You know, Paul, how is it that whenever there's something good going on, we reckon there's got to be an angle?
It's the house. That's what it's for.
What do you say we try something else, eh?
You mean leave? To do what?
Well, I've got a couple of ideas.
Wait a minute. You said we.
Beer stove. That's one of them. What do you reckon then, Paul? Give it a try.
You've spoken to Sharp, of course.
Well, actually, no. It's immaterial now. But if necessary, I'll have a word with the Sergeant-at-Arms. It'll be up to him to discipline the man.
What was he thinking? Wigton's an unscrupulous lout at the best of times.
We don't know that Sharp told him.
Well, no one else knew.
Well, that is an assumption, Dougal, about which I'd rather not think.
Oh, dear.
Indeed.
Well, let's think this through. A man comes into the central lobby and gives Sharp a letter for you.
Twice.
Each time Sharp delivers it in person, and as far as we know, at that stage tells no one.
The letter contains allegations about the conduct of a senior member of the party, remember? Therefore, it is possible that whoever delivered the letter was but the messenger.
And the person who knew what was going on...
Or persons.
...spread the rumour in the house. But even Kay's heard it. They'll be putting details on the notice boards next.
You're right. This is getting out of hand. And it's my fault. Hello? Charles Bannister here. I'd like to see the Prime Minister as soon as possible. Oh, yes, of course. You can say it's a matter of some urgency. Darling?
Hi, in here.
Hello there.
Hello.
I'm not stopping. Just popped in to say, well, sorry, really.
Oh, Charles. Salmon.
It'll keep, won't it?
It usually does.
I really am sorry. Promise. I have to go over to number 10.
They do cold chicken and nasty German wines there. You know how grumpy you get afterwards.
Seriously, it's something rather important.
Charles, you're frowning. Sit down.
Look, Mary, this is strictly between ourselves, understand?
Go on, darling.
Even that sounds ludicrous. It's supposed to be strictly between you and me, but everywhere I go, someone else seems to know.
It's called Westminster. Proper secrets aren't fun.
Darling, please.
Sorry. Ready now.
This is rather important.
Of course it is, Charles. You're taking ages telling me.
The fact is, we have a scandal on our hands.
Polly?
My God, Father James, no, not us, government.
I didn't think you'd have been so worried about family.
Mary, I wish you wouldn't.
Yes, you do, Charles. It makes you feel superior. Now, go on. Scandal.
Well, that's just it. I don't know.
Then your little meeting won't take long. I'll keep the salmon out.
There's no solid evidence. Even Henry hasn't much.
But, darling, surely Henry's told you. Since the spending cuts, MI6 gets all its secret information from fortune cookies. Sorry.
All we know is that there's a rumour that someone in, we think, high office is having, well, not to put too fine a point on it, an affair.
I see. Have you any idea who it is and who the other person is?
Not exactly.
But close.
I think it's someone we know.
Oh, do you? Does anyone else think this?
The botheration is that I'm quite sure Henry does.
He'd be furious if he didn't.
Yes, but you know Henry never gives anything away unless it's in the collection.
What will you do?
Tell the PM. He has to know. It's his right to be warned on these occasions.
And yours to carry the warning.
I'd have called it duty.
So you would. Charles?
No, I must go. Dougal's walking over to 10 with me.
Charles, can I just say something?
Don't tell me. You know who it is, and you're claiming the prize.
Charles.
Tell me this evening. All right? Bye.
Bye, darling. Bye. Oh, dear. Hi. It's me. Fancy another walk in the park?
Ah, Dennis, the very man. What happened to that list of yours?
I've got better things to do than making up shopping lists for that con man.
Dougal was perfectly serious.
Oh, yeah. Nothing in it for your lot.
Let's simply say everyone benefits. You produce a wish list, and Dougal, as chairman, of course, tables it. We investigate, and that way no one, especially you, can say we're biased.
I'm not daft, Charlie. Far from it.
I should warn you, he'll make it clear that you wouldn't cooperate.
That'd not be cooperation. Collaboration, more likely. They used to shoot people in the war for that sort of thing.
Now we call it social conscience, and the newspapers pay fortunes for it. Strange world.
Is that it, then?
Oh, well, there was one small matter.
I was wondering when we were coming to it.
I assume it was Sharp who mentioned...
Oh, do you now?
Just out of interest, you understand?
Oh, I do. Too right, I do.
It's a question of internal discipline, you know, nothing else.
In that case, you'd best be talking to the Sergeant-at-Arms, not me.
The Sergeant? Yes. But I'd rather hope it won't come to that. Pity, but there we are. He was mightily concerned, I can tell you.
The sergeant always is. Thinks he owns the place.
He worked for the person who does, which is good enough. No, I have no regrets. Sharp stepped out of line, end of story.
Unless he tells it to others.
I don't think so. Fundamentally, Sharp's a good hand. He'll get a good dressing down, and he'll understand the reasons.
The days are gone when estate workers touched their caps and said, "Thank ye, 3 bags full," to the magistrate.
You sure you haven't made an enemy?
Procedures are procedures, Dougal.
You realise it might not have been Sharp. Someone else could have told Wigton.
Let's just leave it to the sergeant. It's his job now.
But we do know someone else he has spoken to.
Sharp? Who?
When a bachelor travels 70-odd miles to give a lady and her mother lunch, he's obviously out to impress.
You think he might have told Rose?
Of course I do. So should you.
He doesn't know what was inside the envelope.
But that's what kettles are for.
One indiscretion on his part doesn't lead to what would be a criminal act. I've told you, he's totally trustworthy.
Trustworthy enough to tell Wigton when you told him not to.
I fail to see what this has to do with Rose. If what you're saying is anywhere near the truth, then that questions her loyalty. That I will not have.
Well, I wouldn't do that. As you know, Rose and I sometimes have differences. But I would never question her loyalty.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Absolutely scandalous notion. Especially when the poor woman's away and can't answer it.
I thought that odd. Sharp giving you that message from Rose, you know, that she wouldn't be back for a few days.
A little curious, I suppose?
And a little curious that she never telephoned you herself.
I tell you, George, I never said a word.
Thought I could count on you, sir, I did. Thought I could.
I promise you.
Then how the hell did he know I told you? Had to be you. Sir Charles wouldn't have said nothing.
Okay, he wouldn't.
Not him, Mr. Wigton. He's the old school. He'd have had it out with me personally.
But don't you see, George, you're not the old school. You get thrown to the wolves, or in this case, the sergeant-at-arms.
Can't believe that, sir.
You better.
You really think it was him?
So do you, if you're honest with yourself.
No, not Sir Charles.
Work it out for yourself. When you have, you and me better have a chat. Better tell me what you know.
And drop myself right in it. Oh, yeah.
You're already right in it. But maybe, mind, we can use what you know to get you out again.
And what's in it for you?
I tell you what, have another one and let's go sit over there. Come on. Then you can tell me in your own time, right?
Look, Mr. Wigton...
Hey, man, when you're ready, white shield for me and a warm pass for Mr. Sharp. Make it a large one.
So much more civilised to resolve matters of urgency over a sensible bit of fish.
Pity about the wine.
Do you suppose someone gave it to them as a dining present?
Not in Downing Street.
He was quite decisive.
Once you had explained what he had to do.
Did I?
You did.
You think he noticed?
He did it.
He's quite decisive once he understands the decision he's to make.
Should have seen him yesterday when I first told him.
So you said. A display of nervousness.
Right. But tonight, well, you saw for yourself.
The squadron returned. Winko ruffles the mongrel's ear, moves Queen's Pawn and settles into the sunshine of Biggin Hill. It's known as recovery, dear heart.
There's more to it, isn't there?
Shouldn't have thought so.
I watched you tonight. You never took your eyes off him. What haven't you told me, old man?
Nothing that diverts our attention.
I'd like to know.
And now we go for the kill. Most satisfying.
I still find it hard to condone tapping.
I thought your compromise most suitable. And remember, Charles, the innocent have nothing to fear.
But they still have the right to privacy.
Come now, dear heart. In a true democracy, there is no need for privacy. All is for the common good.
Don't leave traces of democracy in the dustbin. The snoopers will be rummaging after lights out. I wonder what old Disraeli would have made of this sort of thing.
He would have written another novel. He was a scoundrel.
You're right, of course. But I must say I feel for the poor blighter, whoever he is.
And not for the blighteress. How interesting, Charles. How very interesting.
The House featured Julian Glover as Sir Charles Bannister, Peter Kelly as Dougal Baxter, Isla Blair as Mary, Jane Booker, Kay, Ruth Gemmell, Polly, Julian Dutton, Nick, Trevor Peacock, Wigton, Caroline Bliss, Alex, and Norman Bird as Sharp. It was written by Christopher Lee and produced by Neil Cargill. House by Christopher Lee, featuring Julian Glover as Sir Charles Bannister and Peter Kelly as Dougal Baxter.
I must say, Charles, so much more civilised to resolve matters of urgency over a sensible bit of fish.
Pity about the wine.
Do you suppose someone gave it to them as a dining present?
Not in Downing Street.
He was quite decisive.
Once you'd explained what he had to do.
Did I?
You did.
You think he noticed?
He did it.
He's quite decisive once he understands the decision he's to make.
Should have seen him yesterday when I first told him.
So you said. A display of nervousness.
Right. But tonight, well, you saw for yourself.
The squadron returned. Winko ruffles the mongrel's ear, moves Queen's Pawn and settles into the sunshine of Biggin Hill. It's known as recovery, dear heart.
There's more to it, isn't there?
Shouldn't have thought so.
I watched you tonight. You never took your eyes off him. What haven't you told me, old man?
Nothing that diverts our attention.
I'd like to know.
And now we go for the kill. Most satisfying.
I still find it hard to condone tapping.
I thought your compromise most suitable. And remember, Charles, the innocent have nothing to fear.
But they still have the right to privacy.
Come now, dear heart. In a true democracy, there is no need for privacy. All is for the common good.
Don't leave traces of democracy in the dustbin. The snoopers will be rummaging after lights out. I wonder what old Disraeli would have made of this sort of thing.
He would have written another novel. He was a scoundrel.
You're right, of course. But I must say I feel for the poor blighter, whoever he is.
And not for the blighteress. How interesting, Charles. How very interesting.
Mary, I'm not sure this is a good idea.
That's up to you. But if you really want to know, Charles is the only person who'll help you.
I wasn't about to fall on his mercy.
Let's hope he doesn't offer you his sword.
God, it's hardly National Treason Week. People are doing this every hour on the hour. So what's the deal?
Don't be naive, Alex. It's not who you sleep with, it's what you sleep with. If there's a red box in the study and a scrambler by the bed, you've struck oil.
Or fear.
Or both. We'll soon know which.
But I can't just say, "Oh, hello, Charles. I hear you've been discussing my affair. How did it go?"
You'll know as soon as he walks in. If he's been talking about you, you'll be the last person he'll want to see.
And then what?
Then it's up to you. Or both of you.
Forget it. I'm on my own.
You've not heard from him?
He calls it a communications blackout.
Not even telephone calls?
Especially telephone calls. We've actually gone into hiding. For the first time in my life, I understand humiliation.
It's happening to him as well.
But I've done nothing more than fall in love and then into bed. And in that order.
With the wrong person.
This is horrid.
Yes, it is, isn't it? But there must have been moments when it wasn't.
I wasn't asking for sympathy.
Never mind. You're attractive enough to get it anyway.
Darling?
Here we go. Forget the smile. Watch the eyes. But you'll have to be quick. He's very good.
I think I'm going to scream.
No, you're not. That would be terribly obvious. Hello, darling. Nice din-dins.
Here, have some more.
No, you'll get me tiddly.
I'd call it celebrating.
Well, you might be jumping your chickens or counting your guns or whatever it is.
I don't think so. It was very clear. He needs me back in cabinet. Safe pair of hands, you know.
Dougal, off! I don't need a demonstration, certainly not here.
Last time you were in this place, you walked out on me.
You deserved it.
And now?
And now is not then. There doesn't have to be a reason for everything.
At your age, that does.
Thank you very much.
Oh, come on, Kay. I was pulling your leg. You're too sensitive.
You sure this time?
Perfectly. He told me himself. He's about to shuffle. I'm in.
I meant about us.
Oh, that? Of course. We understand one another.
Dougal, I know it's hard for you to grasp, but I am not a business arrangement.
Of course you're not. Of course not.
I'm sorry that, well, you know, things weren't quite right for a while.
That's yesterday. Forget it.
Thanks.
Just don't get all high and mighty again, okay? I say, can we have the bill, please?
I'll call you first thing. Bye.
So, tell me more. What happened?
That was all very odd. Why was Alex so interested?
Would you like a nightcap?
Mary, sit down a moment. Why?
Nightcap?
No, thanks. Why?
Gossip. Don't look like that, darling. I'm afraid that's it. Gossip.
I don't believe it. She's not that sort. Far too down to earth.
Well, gossip is as far down to earth as anyone can get, isn't it? After all, what's the point of being an insider if you have to wait to read all about it?
I don't think the papers will get this.
You mean you hope they don't?
That too. No, this is for the moment containable.
But you know who it is?
Those who need to know do so. Care will be taken.
Phone tapping. Steaming open letters.
I didn't say that.
Charles, the last unequivocal thing you ever said to me was, I do. At least I think it was.
You know, Mary, I'm tired of all this. When we've sorted this nonsense, I think I'll have a word with a PM. It's time to go.
Time for your spending more time with your family press release, hmm?
I'm serious.
And quite wrong. And your blessed leader thinks so too.
Bombardier? Stuff and nonsense.
My God, you really do need a change. We talked.
You can't have.
Yes, we can have.
When?
When I delivered our draft report to number 10. He thinks you should be more active in the House.
Doing what?
That's for him to tell you. But for what it's worth, I think he's right for once.
I've done my bit. Time for a quieter life. Anyway, what is this? You've never taken an interest in the House?
Of course I have. You've simply never been interested enough to notice.
Tell you what, Paul, if it comes to anything, we've got to be really quiet about it. Mind you, I have a feeling it'll be a big thank you, but no thank you.
Oh, don't be a pessimist.
Well, they said last Monday. It doesn't look too good.
It's just the post.
It's just the job, you mean?
Well, can't you call them?
If there's nothing by the morning, I will.
And what if they say no?
Well, Prob started to say yes. Then, well, just imagine your dad. He'll go barking.
Oh, no, he won't. He'll think about it and he'll say, I see. And Mummy will say something clever like, no, you don't, Charles, but I'm sure you will.
And what about you? Is it what you want?
Absolutely. Don't you?
Oh, yeah, but it's really up to you. And if I win, I get the cigar. You're the only one with something to lose.
Oh, God, my eyes hurt.
You drank too much last night.
Oh, it was your fault.
You could have said no.
Yes, Dougal, so I could. Got more coffee?
You're sure this is decaffeinated?
Absolutely.
It tastes like the real thing.
Well, I spent a long time getting the best. It is decaf, and I'm glad you like it. By the way, there's still a clean shirt of yours in the wardrobe.
How thoughtful.
We aim to please.
Oh, you do. You do. Just like old times. Look, I must shower. I'm seeing Charles at 11. Oh, and by the by, Kay, it's better if we don't leave together.
Don't worry, Dougal. You turn up your collar and slip on the shades. I'll use the stairs. After all, I only live here.
You do understand, don't you? My position and everything.
As you say, Dougal. Just like old times.
You're looking tired, old man. You're not overdoing it, are you?
Probably. Now, come on, stop avoiding the issue. So who authorized the tap?
No one.
Isn't that dangerous?
We decided that if it produces anything, it'll be authorized. Retrospectively was the phrase used by the attorney.
And if nothing turns up, then there was no tap. I like it.
Thank you.
So come on. Who is she?
I don't know. And at this stage, I don't want to.
Someone must know.
We've left it to Henry. The less we know, the better.
Don't suppose you've seen him?
Well, not since he was with that Mr. Baxter in the members' lobby. That must have been an hour ago.
Oh, it's unlike him. He always lets me know where he is.
I wanted a word myself, in private.
Oh, cheer up. You've got a face as long as your arm.
Oh, bad news, bad news. 25 years in the Andrew I was. 25 years and just the once in the rattle. And here I am, off caps, up before the Sergeant-at-Arms.
You don't really think Sir Charles reported you, do you now?
Well, he wouldn't, would he? He's old school, you see. Old school. He'd have dealt with it himself.
I'll have a word.
Oh, you don't have to. This is my problem. Anyway, it's too late. Seeing him dinner time.
What's the sergeant going to say?
He'll throw the book at me.
Well, depends what you tell him. You just mentioned the letters to another member.
Had to be weak-tongued, didn't it?
Oh, he's a clever cuts, that one. He comes the innocent, but he does it from behind.
Had a bit of a wobble on, didn't I? Should have known better, I should. Stand next to them, but never drink with them. Should have stuck to the rules.
Well, it's not exactly one for the tower.
But I shouldn't have. Messages to members are confidential. Everyone knows that. Confidential.
Come on. It's not as if you've been belling the news of the world, is it now?
Oh.
You leave Sir Charles to me. Don't you worry, George.
Okay. Hello?
Alex?
Oh, wait a minute. Mary, sorry about that. I'm into drowning.
Who, you?
No, the bloody world. That's who. What did he say after I'd left? Anything?
Yes. Not much, but definitely a yes.
Hold on. Shall I come over?
Best not. How about where we met yesterday? 20 minutes? Bye.
Bye.
Rose, look, would you put all my appointments on hold?
And number 10?
No, we'll save those. Apologies to everyone else. Tell them... Well, you don't have to tell them anything, OK?
Till when?
The weekend, at least.
Russians coming after all?
No, it's... well, I'll tell you about it when I can. Now, if you want me, I'll be in the PM's room.
Just a quick one. George Sharp.
Mr. Sharp, what about him?
Did you know the Sergeant-at-Arms has called him in?
Yes, I did.
Oh. Well, I was wondering... I was wondering if you could have a word with him. The sergeant, that is.
I have. That's why Mr. Sharp's to be seen.
You told him about the letters?
I told the sergeant, yes. What's this all about?
I see. Well, nothing. I'm sorry. I'm holding you up. He's upset. That's all.
Good. So he should be. I expected a man of his background to have known better. When the sergeant's finished with him, I imagine he will.
Doesn't change, does it? One rule for the poor, no rules for the rich.
You really think they're tapping your phone?
Of course they are.
Charles didn't say it was yours.
Don't be pedantic, Mary. They're having secret meetings at number 10. Your brother warns me off. Charles says there's a phone tap. He stops calling.
You think they're playing with you? They're not. I've seen this before. They're not certain.
Well, let's change that, shall we? I'm not a salmon. If someone's about to land me and bash me over the head with a cudgel, let's get on with it.
Confronting Charles won't get you anywhere.
But it'll get the whole thing out in the open.
Listen, Alex, don't forget they're panicking. My advice is stay in the cupboard. When you come out, it'll have gone away. Dreams do.
Hi. I'm sorry I'm late.
No probs. Cheaper drinking by myself. What do you want? Spritzer?
Please.
White wine and soda, please. Well?
Well, Mummy's guest, I think.
Great. One down, one to go.
I just said I wanted to tell her something and she said wait until Daddy was there.
Is that good?
Oh, yes. I mean, it saves him stamping around all grumpy and shouting, why am I the last to know?
Is he usually?
No, he's usually the first. He just doesn't listen.
Cheers.
I mean, he'll be fine. He likes you. And they both do. Anyway, it wouldn't matter if they didn't.
Thanks. But it would. We're getting married, not doing a runners.
We are, aren't we?
Yes, Paul. We are. Cheers.
Cheers. God, I forgot to ask. Did you call them?
Nope.
Nick, why not? You said you would.
Didn't have to.
Well, why not?
Really? There he was, 8:15 sharpish, postman Pat doing the business.
And?
Yeah, read it. How's your French?
How soon can you get him, then?
If it's urgent.
Of course it is. Polly's getting married.
Polly? Oh, Struth. When?
I don't mean now. She's just telephoned. Isn't it wonderful?
Oh, young Nick, is it?
Oh, my God, I didn't ask her. It must be.
Where is she?
On her way to Dougal's. They're having a party. He's giving them champagne. Isn't it wonderful?
Oh, I'm so happy for her. And you, Lady Bannister. Big hugs.
Thank you, Rose. And you. Look, you must find Charles and tell him to be at Dougal's, OK?
Well, I must say this is a wonderful occasion. Our first office romance. And so, has everyone got a glass?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Ah, Charles, there you are. We were about to start. The champagne, getting warm.
Drunk, you mean? Darling, hurry up. Here's a glass.
Oh, thanks, darling.
Daddy, you pleased?
Of course I am, darling. Now, you look after her, mind.
Yes, thanks. Yes, I will.
Come on, Charles. You can do the crying later.
Dougal, we have to talk.
Oh, of course we do, Charles.
Darling, please, just this once.
Oh, sorry, but...
Good. So now we're all here. It's my enormous pleasure, especially as Polly's godfather, to give you the simple toast. Polly and Nick.
Polly and Nick.
Thanks.
Careful now. I want no spillage. It's far too expensive.
Oh, that was lovely.
Yeah, thanks, Chief. Really nice. Cheers.
Shouldn't Nick say a few words?
Nick, do.
Not that we'd understand them, of course.
Dougal, I think it's about to boil over.
Charles, hush.
Oh, shame.
Come on, Nick.
Well, as I say...
Do we
thanks,
know
Chief.
who?
It's been great.
I'm meeting
I
Henry
reckon
in
I've
20
been very
minutes. You
happy,
best
yeah?
be there.
Well, I have to say, I didn't know I was going to be as happy as this. Right, Paul?
Absolutely.
Can I just say, please, can I...
Sure. Let Polly just say. Go on.
Oh,
Go on, darling.
Well, it was nothing really. I just wanted to say thanks to everyone, and well, I suppose that's it. We'll keep in touch.
But keep in touch. You're not getting married straight away. I mean, you're not.
My God. No, she can't be.
Oh, my God, Father James.
I mean, you're not leaving or anything.
Nice one, Paul. Nice one.
Oh dear. Put the corks back in, save what's left.
Well?
Nothing. It's just that, well...
Well, we've got some plans, and yes, well, we were going to tell you.
You see, Nick's going to, he's going to do something else, right?
Look, it's dead simple, Chief. We're going to Brussels.
Brussels?
Ooh,
That
so
must
there's
be
gorgeous
dreaming.
ships.
Been offered a job in the Commission.
You have? Whatever for?
Because they think he's brilliant, right?
Yes. Well, it's part one of the plan.
And part two of the plan?
Strasbourg. Don't you think he's brilliant?
Strasbourg, asparagus
Now I
and
know you're
strawberries. Oh,
joking.
how wonderful.
You?
Well, go on.
Well, I'm going to stand for the European Parliament. MEP. What do you think, Chief?
Well, what happened?
I've been disciplined.
What's that when it's at home?
Pulled up with a round turn and 2 half-hitches.
Sounds nasty.
Well, it's no joke, Rose. No joke at all. If it went any further, then that'd be me finished.
Not worth it for a couple of letters, is it?
More to it than that. You see, I know what those letters were on about.
You opened them?
Of course not. But I put 2 and 2 together. I've got an old oppo, you know. Chief RS, same as me. You know, communications.
I didn't.
He was down at Whitehall Wireless, and now he's working for...
Radio rentals?
for the follies. You know, MI6 a lot of them do.
You're not telling me that Great British Spies PLC are broadcasting this all over town? Oh, what a joke.
We generally have a jar, Fridays, you know. Well, it got a bit late and, well...
You had one of your wobbles on?
Oh, so did he.
And told you whose nose they were tapping?
Something like that.
Have you told Sir Charles this?
Well, of course not. I wouldn't want to get him into trouble, would I?
We could be serious. They bung him in with the Ravens for leaking stuff like that.
Oh, no, I wouldn't drop him in it. That wouldn't be fair, would it? By the way, did you ask Sir Charles who told the sergeant?
I did. He didn't know.
I'm sorry I'm late, old man. I suppose you've heard about Polly.
And the curious Nicholas. Yes, my dear, she did ask me about it.
Oh, Polly did?
I was touched.
Well, I suppose you are her uncle. I'm only her father.
An altogether unforgivable position. Now, some tea?
No, really, let's get on.
Oh, I insist.
Henry, please, what's happened?
Nothing.
It must have.
The flowers that bloom in the spring, tra-la, have faded, and the darling petals have dropped.
What's going on, Henry?
I thought you'd have known. My Herod received a call from your Herod.
When was this?
2. He was told there was no thing to report, and so he said cease the operation.
We said at least 48 hours.
And then just 30 minutes later, he was kind enough to tell my Herod that one of your colleagues plans to spend more time with his family.
My godfather James. I know nothing of this.
You have been celebrating, Charles.
Who is it?
Would you be so kind, dear heart, to pass that bar chitty? Thank you. There you are.
But he can't go. Not him, surely.
Surely he will, Charles. More accurately, surely he will in 1/2 hour from now.
And the other piece of the jigsaw, the lady in question?
In the circumstances, I think it better. The cups remain upturned and undisturbed.
Darling?
No, thanks.
Jolly nice evening. What a splendid day. And a lovely supper, thank you.
It was our pleasure.
Alex was very quiet. She all right?
Of course she is.
Funny way of showing it. Quite snappy with Henry, I thought.
And that would explain everything.
Oh, Henry's all right. He was jolly good with Nick.
No, darling, Nick was jolly good with Henry. I hope they'll be happy.
They're young enough to be.
We were all that once.
Well, we're still happy, aren't we?
Usually.
What's that meant to mean?
More often than unusually.
Oh.
Oh, darling, don't look so grumpy.
I'm not. I just didn't know you felt like that.
I'm not feeling like anything. We're still here and we're still together, and most of the time we thoroughly enjoy it. And now you're going to stop being silly old party chairman. It'll be even better.
You mean not so much travelling?
Charles, I wish you'd stop telling me what I mean.
Sorry.
But yes, it was never an ambition to eat communal lunch in each of the county towns. Having done it, I realise I was right.
You know, Rose worked out that last year I had 117 chicken lunches or dinners.
Poor chickens.
They didn't feel a thing.
Charles, that was almost funny. You're not supposed to be funny.
Light-headed. I've just got rid of a daughter and gained a second bathroom.
And a new job. What will you call yourself?
Leader of the House, why?
Won't you be thingy of the council as well?
Lord President. Leader of the House will do. That's where I'll be, so that's what I'll be.
And you'll have all the usual channels to play with. Secret meetings on back stairs, rolling up your trouser legs in the Ways and Means corridor. How exciting.
And everyone just waiting for me to make a mistake. I can hear the knives sharpening already.
But, darling, you got a fencing blue.
And that, darling, was more than 30 years ago, and the rules were clearly defined.
I'm sure basic skills won't desert you, Charles, and you can make up your own rules. You always do.
You will, I take it, my dear, be returning to your wig and gown?
Am I about to be clapped in irons and sent to the colonies if I don't? You're amazing.
I hardly see you peering from the last of England. No, simply an observation.
You're frightened. Don't worry. I'm too young to write my memoirs.
There is always a beginning to prove you wrong.
I don't have the sort of ego.
But should you choose, you do have a tale to tell.
I have half a tale. My half.
I'd simply like to know more.
You must think I'm a half-wit. You want me to fill in the missing gaps? No way.
You exaggerate your importance, Alex. Anyway, I didn't step with you to argue, but to give you a whimsical piece of advice.
Whimsy? I suppose tapping my phone was part of your whimsy.
We did not.
Look, Henry, I know what you have to do for a living. I'm broad-minded. I love the monarch. I love your green bowler, okay? But I don't like my phone tapped. I don't like being lied to.
We did not.
Charles said there was a tap.
Not on you.
Who?
Not on you. I've tried to tell you. You were not important. No one has known but me. Sorry to disappoint once again.
Which means there was someone else. Not us.
Which means, my dear Alex, that fortunately for my sense of whimsy, the world remains deliciously wicked. As for your transgressions, pure whimsy, and thus, for the moment, insignificant. Good night, my dear.
The House featured Julian Glover as Sir Charles Bannister, Peter Kelly as Dougal Baxter, Isla Blair as Mary, Christopher Benjamin, Henry, Jane Booker, Kay, Ruth Gemmell, Polly, Julian Dutton, Nick, Sheila Reid, Rose, Norman Bird, Sharp, and Caroline Bliss as Alex. It was written by Christopher Lee and produced by Neil Cargill.